quick look at Monday night's game, shall we? Before we complete the weekend. Monday night's game is Chelsea-Newcastle, which is a bit of a belter when you look at it. Paul Robinson, both these sides are getting involved in games with goals. Newcastle in particular. Can they go to Stamford Bridge and get themselves a win against the Chelsea side who... There's murmurings of Mourinho, isn't there, again?
Well, there's a little bit of unrest in the camp, isn't there, at Chelsea? I think a large section, if not all section, of the Chelsea supporters at Brentford last week made their feelings quite clear to Pochettino. Listen, they're getting fed up of it, aren't they? They've spent, we go on about it, spent nearly £1 billion. Where are they? They're 11th. Where did they finish last year? They finished 12th. It's results. Results win fans over. And they're not getting results. They're not scoring goals. They've won 1 of the last 5 league games. They were so disappointing in the Carabao Cup final, the way they approached the game. And I just think, all right, they got through to the quarter-final of the FA Cup. They got a decent draw. Leicester at home, I think they've got. It's an opportunity for them. So Pochettino has got a really big end to the season, in my opinion. He's got the FA Cup to play for, which you look at the other teams in there, that's going to be a big ask. And he's got to get his team into some kind of a respectable league finishing position. And the way that they're playing, you can't see it. Newcastle, on the other hand, great win against Blackburn, didn't play that particularly well, got through on penalties. Very good home win against Wolves. First home win since December the 16th, that for Newcastle. That shows where they've been at the moment. But it's 2 teams at the moment, these 2. You don't really, again, it's a bit Brighton-esque. You don't know what you're going to get each week from them.
Neil, you look at Newcastle, they get players back and then they lose more. Trippier goes off last week. But their first 11 that they put out against Wolves did look more like the Newcastle side that we were used to last season.
Yeah, it's hard to trust these 2 teams because they've been so inconsistent. I think Newcastle at home are still strong. They haven't been good enough away. I think their away form has been very much below par this season. I think these 2 teams are both fighting for 7th. And 7th, I think, will be a European place this year. So there is still plenty left in the season to try and have Europe next season. Whether Newcastle would prefer the conference rather than Chelsea, I don't know. European tournament. I think Chelsea will finish the season strongly. We said it all along. It'd be a slow start for them, but they'd actually finish okay. And I still do stand with that. Maybe a bit unlucky to have drawn at Brentford last week, playing better than perhaps the result suggested. So, I think that's quite appealing, 1.85 for Chelsea. The way Newcastle travel, still got some injuries. Yes, some strong players there. I'm on Chelsea to win. And Palmer to score a goal. He hasn't scored in 6. Maybe he's due a goal for young Palmer.
Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet. What are you thinking on the result of this one, Paul?
Well, it hasn't scored in 6 and he's Chelsea's leading scorer with 12. So that tells you about Chelsea and how unpredictable Chelsea are this season. They've won 10 and they've lost 10. So you thought that they'd turn the corner, but 1 win in the last 5 wouldn't suggest that. Newcastle players back. I think it's going to be a really tough game. It's a tough game to call. I've got Newcastle. I fancy Newcastle to go there. I just think there will be, after last week, we know that the hardcore of supporters travel away. We know that that away games in the away end is not a corporate event. It's not a tourist attraction. That's where your hardcore of supporters are. And I think that give a true reflection, a true feeling from the majority of the Chelsea fans. And I think he's in for a tough time of it at home as Pochettino if performances don't pick up. This could be one of them games where if Newcastle take hold early on, they're strong in the first 20 minutes. Chelsea aren't 1 or 2 up by half-time. The groans, the murmurings could start. Chelsea need to start this game well. This could be one to watch for actually in-game betting. Because if Chelsea start well and get the crowd behind them, it'll be different. If Chelsea don't start well, it's one to watch in the in-game betting. This could well go in Newcastle's favour.
And it's one to watch in the Clubhouse. Nice little segue there. Thank you, Paul. You can watch it in play with us in sportsbet.io.
covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League, live as they happen. For the best live bets, this is Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io. Please gamble responsibly.
This is indeed Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io. Fun, fast and fair, of course, but sportsbet.io, the world's leading Bitcoin sportsbook. My name is Pete Farries. That guy's name is Dave Tyndall, and we've got what I think is an absolute belter of a Premier League game for you this evening. We have got Chelsea against Newcastle United. I am so excited for this one, genuinely. I think this might be a game, Dave, with some of the best value, some of the most goals, some of the maddest in play stuff. You heard Paul Robinson in the preview there talk about this game being wide open, the Chelsea possibly getting the game behind them, and it being a great opportunity in play, which is what we're here for.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to this game. Really looking forward to this game.
Yeah, me too. It's a classic Monday night full of goals fixture for me, this one. I've got a little chart in front of me about teams whose games have 3.5 goals or more.
Right.
Newcastle are joint top with Aston Villa, actually, which is the
of course, yeah.
Liam's team.
We will introduce Liam, who was producing for us this evening. He's done a little finger wag like Alan Shearer, but he's too young to remember that Alan Shearer finger wag, if we're being absolutely honest with you. I mean, that's the thing with this game. It should be wide open.
Yeah, 59% of Newcastle's games go over 3.5 goals. So that's the highest percentage. Villa's 57, but they play the game more. And I think put it under the lights as well. Give it a stir.
Yep.
Lots of goals, so we can look at goals. We can look at anytime scorer markets. Lots to get tuck into, I think. Yeah,
and I mean, at the same time, we talk about Newcastle's average this season. Their match is 3.78. Chelsea's, they're 9th in that table. And it's still over 3. It's 3.35.
Yeah.
Per game. Their matches, not just them as a team, but their matches. So this should be a cracker. You look at Newcastle's recent games, loads of goals, particularly on the road. So, as Dave says, it's going to be an absolute belter. Chelsea around the 1.88 mark for this one. But of course, this Clubhouse TV would not be anything without you. I mean, we'd still be here, but we need people to watch. So don't forget to get your thoughts, your opinions, your ways in onto our Telegram chat. Let us know what you're betting on. Let us know what you think you should be. We should be. Yeah, that makes more sense as a sentence. And lots of other great ways in as well. Let us know what's going on. And as always, we'll be giving away some free bets throughout the course of tonight's action, courtesy of sportsbet.io here on Clubhouse TV. So as Dave said, Liam is producing for us this evening. He is going to take hold of most of the free bet stuff. So if there's anything wrong, very much his fault. And yes, admittedly, I probably shouldn't be, what's the phrase I'm looking for here? Pinning anything on him too early. But it's nice to sort of, well, effectively relieve the pressure a little bit.
That's what you're doing?
No, I'm just a coward. Hello to Ante, hello to X-Lace, hello to Viv as well. Everyone already getting in touch and having, hopefully, a lovely chat. It is a nice chat room. If you've not been in there before, it's really, really good. Also, by the way, this evening we do have Almeria against Sevilla in Spanish La Liga. Sevilla have improved a little bit of late as well. First question of the evening has come from Andrew here. Dave saying offside, over 3.5 at 1.76.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
It's Viv's special bet.
It is. It very much is, yeah.
We should also call it the Darwin Núñez, possibly, who was caught offside about 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Landed it on his own against Manchester City.
Yeah.
But yeah, it keeps landing that one. So Viv and Andrew look to be playing that one. Should we do the teams?
Do you know what, Dave? It would be my genuine honour to hear you read the teams out.
Okay. So let's go with Chelsea, the home team. They go with Petrovic, Gusto, Disasi, Chalobah, Cucurella. Been around for a while, has he? Fernandes, Ben Chilwell, by the way, is injured again. Yeah. They're always injured, aren't they, Chelsea fullbacks?
Look at 1,000 players to pick from.
Cucurella, Fernandes, Caicedo, Palmer, Gallagher, Sterling and Jackson. Newcastle go with Dubravka. I do like the next lad's name for the Newcastle accent.
Sure.
No.
Botman.
You can do it two ways. You can go Livramento. That would be Sid Woodell.
Livramento.
Yeah. Or Livramento.
Livramento. It's more in there. I've got family from Newcastle.
Newcastle accent is various.
Tobias Livramento.
Livramento.
Anyway, we don't get caught up in this.
Yeah. Dialect thing.
Yeah,
There's more than one Newcastle accent though, Pete.
Well, sort of, yeah.
There's definitely.
Well, there is. You've got your
bowels.
Jesmond. Again, we've got viewers in Ecuador here, so we don't want to get into too much detail. But you've got your Jesmondy kind of thing. You've got your Central Newcastle kind of thing. You've got your Durham, which isn't Newcastle, but a lot of people in Durham would have what would be called a soft Geordie accent.
Yeah.
And then slightly further down, you've got where I'm from, which is a smoggy accent and not Geordie. And do never ever say that. Sorry, carry on.
So you get and anyway. Dubravka, Livramento, Shah, Botman, Byrne, Longstaff, Bruno Gomes, Willock, Almiron, Isak, and Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, who is not as good as people say, in my opinion. I don't
He's very good at home, not so good away from home.
We'll get to Dave's pick in just a second, or nap for the evening ahead of time. But Andrew's also gone for team stats. Newcastle over 9.5 shots, which I completely understand. We're expecting a wide open game. We're expecting a game that has got absolutely loads of chances in it. So I would have absolutely no issue whatsoever in going with those shots markets. Looking towards Chelsea to score first, looking towards over 8.5 corners in this game. So the over 8.5 corners, it's quite an interesting one, the corners market for this. We'll talk about this in just a second. And team total booking points, Chelsea to have the most bookings along with both teams to score. Starting with the price on both teams to score here, without question that 1.47, while short, is absolutely backable.
I'm sure that lands, yeah. It's probably one of the shorter ones I've seen for that market, but absolutely so. There's a good one as well, which supports what Andrew's saying. Chelsea are a good first half team, but I think you can break it down by table.
Yeah.
First half, second half. They're 17th or 18th in the second half table. So if Chelsea are leading, it's a good chance to back Newcastle to come back, because Chelsea are a poor second half team.
Right, well then, yeah, so the Newcastle to come from behind and win, or just as been mentioned there by Andrew as well, just Chelsea to score the first goal in the game might be a good way to go. Loads of great value available, by the way. Chelsea goals over 1.5 is 1.53, over 2.63, over 3.5 for just Chelsea, by the way, is 6. Having said that, for Newcastle away from home, that landed for Arsenal, it landed for Liverpool, it wasn't a million miles away for even Forest, so there is some suggestion, Chelsea could get an awful lot of goals this evening. Hello to Mekti, hello to Viv, I do not look like that guy, I don't know where that comes from. Viv going total offside over 3.5 at 1.76.
Let's go.
So I suppose let's just keep this nice and simple to start, Dave. Who wins this game?
Well, it sounds like an easy question, doesn't it?
It does sound like an easy question, and I phrased it as such because I knew it was a difficult one.
Well, there's kind of a way to answer this, because
words
fundamentally I don't know.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Nothing wrong with that.
Look at the prices. One of these teams is 1.83. One of these teams is 3.9. If I don't know, you back the bigger price, don't you?
Yeah, that normally is an argument that I would really have support for. However, they've won 3 times on the road so far this season in the league, Newcastle. I find it so... I don't like Chelsea. I think it's obviously one of the great transfer follies of the last entirety of football history.
Yeah.
I don't think they're brilliant. I actually really like Mauricio Pochettino. I don't think many managers would have done much better than he has done. But they have won 4 of the last 5 at home, barring that loss to Wolves.
So you're back in Chelsea?
I am with Chelsea tonight, yeah, 1.83. I think 1.83 is a really... I think it's a solid price. I'm not saying that Chelsea should be kind of 1.2 or whatever Liverpool or Man City might be, but I think with the form lines coming into this, Newcastle have got injury issues as Chelsea have got, but Chelsea have still got this huge swell of of players to pick from. Yeah, they've got humanity who they bought to pick from. The only people who don't play for Chelsea are me and Dave. But 1.83, I think
actually some news.
Oh no, you're a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I was signed this morning.
1.83 Chelsea, I think, is a really good price.
Is it a really good price?
I actually think it is.
See, if I went to betting night school and I was running the class, I would say, I'd get a whiteboard up.
Yeah.
My headphones are going to fall off. And I'd say, don't back Chelsea at odds on them in a game of football at the moment, thank you.
And I, sitting at the back of the class, big glasses on,
Peter,
big nerd, I'd go, but sir, Chelsea have won 4 of the last 5 home games, and Newcastle have only won 3 times in the Premier League on the road so far this season.
Yes.
So I think if you take and it's hard to take the word of Chelsea out, but if you look at form lines as not sacrosanct, but if you look at form lines as just the main approach into this game, then Chelsea are a fair 1.83. 4 wins from the last 5 at home. Newcastle, yeah, okay, they've won, 4 of the last 5, is it, or something? No, sorry, 3 of the last 5. Overall, this is. I like Chelsea.
Well, I like your enthusiasm, Peter.
I like you.
At the back. But who have they beaten in those games?
Well, that's a very fair point, because it's Luton, it's Fulham, it's Palace, it's Brighton, it's Sheffield United. But that's a fair. I'm not going to argue with that. That's fair.
And in the one game they didn't win, who was
they
that
were beaten
against?
by Wolves.
They were beaten by Wolves. So
Yeah.
so they were.
That's a fair point. That's a fair argument.
The only team they played above them beat them.
That's a fair point.
Who are above Chelsea in the table? Newcastle.
Well, it looks like it's student versus teacher, master versus apprentice. In terms of the cards here, he says moving
on.
No. I've acknowledged that you have very fair points. I'm not going, well, no, let's move on. However, let's move on. John Brooks is referee in this game this evening. He's been relatively low on the cards in his recent matches. 3 bookings, Manchester United, Spurs, 5 Villa, Newcastle. That's an important point. 2 Man City, Everton, and 3 between Spurs and Crystal Palace. There is, of course, booking markets to get your teeth into in this game. There is the total fouls market, obviously. We've heard a few people in the chat discuss this already. Exact bookings, 9+ is 9.4. I mean, you might want to look at that, or you might want to look towards just your general bookings markets, unders, overs, etc., etc. Do you have any opinion on this card market?
I do, because this is their 3rd meeting this season, and they've come in fairly rapid succession. The first meeting was on 25th of November. There were 9 bookings in a red. 9 bookings in a red in that game. Reece James got sent off. Newcastle got 4 bookings. Chelsea got 5, and then that red. And then they played again in the league. So Newcastle won that 4-1. Yep. Which would again be playing into my idea that maybe Newcastle match up well with them.
Yep.
Then the second game was in the Carabao Cup. That was 1-1 at Chelsea.
Yep.
And there were 6 bookings in that game, again 4 to Chelsea. So I'd fairly recent needle possibly. So I would go overs on the bookings.
I agree. I'm going against the stats on this one a little bit. I'm taking them on. I'm looking towards the overs. We'll get the price on those in just a second, but first, Dave Tyndall is going to give us his best pre-match bet of this game. And we're going to hold him to it. And if he gets it wrong, then, oh lordy, it's going to be unpleasant. Dave?
Yeah, well, I could be a chicken and do both teams to score. That's 1.47.
It is. Which, a best bet can be a small price.
So, I'll tell you what, because although I'm saying I'm talking as if there's only 2 outcomes. It can either Chelsea win or Newcastle win. Of course, there's a third outcome that could be a draw. So, because there's an element of Newcastle aren't great at winning games away from home, I would just back Chelsea not to win the game. So to do that, double chance, draw on Newcastle, 1.91. So my opinion is Newcastle do not lose tonight.
Okay, Newcastle or draw at 1.91 is Dave's best bet. We'll pop that into the chat.
It's a bigger price than the Chelsea win, so I've got 2 of those results.
I'm going to stick with the bookings market here, Dave. I'm going to go for total bookings over 5.5. At 2.2. So over 3.5 is 1.23, over 4.5 is 1.67, over 5.5 is 2.2, and over 6.5 is 3.25. I was sort of leaning towards the over 4.5. I'm going to go a little bit stronger on that because, as Dave said, there is, despite John Brooks' general level being lower on the bookings front so far this season, overall, I think we're pretty confident in a meaty tie, is the phrase I'm going to use here. Over 5.5, 2.2. In this game. So plenty of fantastic ways in, but we're about to get the game started.
Counting down to kickoff, covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League. Live. This is Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io. Please gamble responsibly.
And that is a key point as well. We'll be putting up plenty of bets. We'll be having lots of chats throughout the course of this match. But all the time, whether we're here or not, please do make sure you are gambling responsibly when betting with sportsbet.io, the world leading Bitcoin sportsbook. But I'm looking forward to this. Hello to Chi, who just says hello, hello. So it's nice to be spoken to like a 1970s policeman. Jeremy Power says, hey friends, big game feels for this one. I agree. Honestly, when I saw I was on this shift, I was like, This game's going to be great. Mekti King simply says, Jennifer, don't know what that means. Just don't know what that means. And Alexi says hello as well. I mean, I know what the word Jennifer generally is, but I just don't know what it is in context.
Is it like a cry? Jen isn't here tonight.
No, Jennifer is not here this evening. Oh, that's what it could mean.
Well, it does. It clearly
Oh,
does
sorry,
mean.
right. I honestly, for a second there, I had no idea what was going on, and I was just like, does he know what I do on a Tuesday? Anyway, Alexi, hello to you as well, my friend. We haven't got Jen this evening. We have got the fantastic Liam instead, who's going to be taking us under his wing and looking after us throughout the course of the evening.
Here's a question. So, obviously,
is it pertinent to this conversation, or should we keep it for off?
Big controversy yesterday with
Yes.
the Alexis McAllister, Jeremy Doku incident.
Right, yeah.
Where do you think that carries over into a game like this, in the sense that the refs will just slightly feel, I should maybe give stuff more than I might have done?
Maybe. I mean, we have sometimes seen these reactions throughout the course of the season. It's Anthony Gordon already trying to create something in Newcastle, putting some very early pressure on Chelsea. Already, though, bit of a high foot there, and liking the look of that. It certainly can do, yeah. It certainly can do. Alexi, by the way, said it is a penalty, 100%. Says Alexi on the issue yesterday.
See, I'm a Liverpool fan. I just end up shaking my head when I go on Twitter stroke X, because it's just, if it's 100%, you're so sure. Do the simple trick where, imagine it was the other way around and your team were going to be penalised. Would you be firm in your opinion as you are? So loads of Liverpool fans go, it's a disgrace. It's the most clear penalty I've ever seen. Say that had been Joe Gomez sticking a boot up on Haaland. Are you as sure in your opinion? And my guess would be no, you're not. So I just think it's so, you defend your position, don't you? If you're the team involved, you go for that opinion.
Yeah.
So I can see why people think it is, but it's not the worst decision I've ever seen. I think if McAllister had dipped his head and then got kicked in the head, because it's sort of his chest, it's a little less clear.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. In absolute truth,
Really?
I was caught up in
there you go.
in England yesterday. We had Mother's Day. I had a week, so I was working very hard last week, and my entire weekend was spent first with my parents on the Saturday and my partner's parents on the Sunday. Very nice day. Love all four of those people a lot, but it would have been nice to have been able to watch a small amount of football during the period. But of course, if you say that, you get told off and you get called selfish. Outrageous.
There's these things called catch up that you can do. When
I know, but then I've been working today before I come here, Dave. Get off my back, all right? I don't have time. I'm a busy man.
Is that seconds to...
Jack said he came into the chat, he saw it is a penalty, and he knew straight away the conversation was about Liverpool. And yes, it's a penalty, he says.
More than penalty. That City goal should have disallowed. Ake was... Well, there's that one as well, isn't there? But
so Viv goes against that. More than a penalty, Professor. That City goal should have been disallowed. Ake was pushing McAllister from an offside position.
Yeah, I don't mind that one. What should have happened with Van Dijk's one, where it was Endo who was deemed to be pushing. That should have been allowed in the Carabao Cup final. I don't mind the one yesterday.
I will allow it. Jack says, don't say Jenny. It's not Jenny this evening. Jenny's been here for about a month and apparently is way more popular than all of us. I've been working my backside off on this service for ages, and this is what I get. I've had enough of this. In fact, shall we just go? Jack says that hat-trick from Diaz that he missed would have easily finished that match, but we can forget all about this. We absolutely can. I'm a Middlesbrough fan. The Premier League means nothing to me.
I thought over the two games that were both 1-1, a pair of draws was about right.
From what I've read, that sounds about fair. Right, Chelsea-Newcastle. I will say that Newcastle have put an extraordinary amount of early pressure on here, Dave. They've had Chelsea pinned right back. A lot of energy early doors.
Yeah, fast start by them. Gordon heavily involved. He just went to tackle there, gets fouled by Gusto.
Lots of fouls, please. Keep going with those fouls and those possible yellow cards.
Yeah, Gusto picks up quite a few yellows. Doesn't
Chelsea at 1.86 to draw 4.1. Newcastle at 3.7 in this one. I said Newcastle like my uncle does there.
Newcastle.
Cucurella, the phenomenal investment, just moves it forward. Sterling, I mean, as much as we sort of talk about Chelsea's disastrous sort of transfer policy, I still really like Raheem Sterling. Oh dear. I appear to have had a conversation killer by just saying I liked a man.
Past his best.
Okay, well, yeah, well, maybe, but I like him.
Yeah, I like him as a bloke and all that.
That signing kind of made sense as opposed to the other 400 signings, which perhaps didn't along the way. Alexi says, DT, I understand what you mean, and to a certain point, I agree, but it was my opinion from this side.
Well, Alexi's neutral, isn't he? So yeah, that's fine. So yeah, if it's a neutral opinion, maybe it counts for more because you're a bit more objective about it. But
I'd be the ultimate neutralist as a Middlesbrough fan who has nothing to enjoy or support. But I'm afraid to say that I didn't see it because it was Mother's Day, and
So just harking back to Liverpool in the sense that Carabao Cup final, how Chelsea got a lot of stick, didn't they? Newcastle crossing to the box, taken by the keeper. Yeah. Chelsea got a bundle of stick, didn't they? A £1 million bottle job, said Gary Neville.
Which wasn't true.
So you would have thought they could have maybe come out of that. We'll show you.
Yeah.
But then they absolutely got away with one against Leeds, beat them 3-2. Conor Gallagher in the last minute.
Yeah.
And then they could only draw 2-2 against Brentford. So it's not exactly a turning point, is it?
No.
It's just more of the same sort of win one, draw one.
I mean, one of the biggest problem with Chelsea right now is they are such a mess that the idea is, well, to save money or to help with the FFP, we'll move Conor Gallagher on, and you go, no, he's one of the ones you should be keeping. Chance here for Chelsea, edge of the penalty area, hit low, hit into the back of the net. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. It will be double checked. Cole Palmer may well have put it home, and we may well have had our opening game of the day. I'll press this anyway, and we'll find out after that. So it looks like Chelsea have taken the lead. Newcastle look frustrated. The first of the goals, if you went for the over 3.5, then you're in a good position. Well done to Andrew, who's landed his bet. Said Chelsea first team to score. That has come in. Cole Palmer is your goal scorer there.
Is it him? Does it take a nick after he's hit it?
Well, either way, Chelsea score first. So brilliant ball out to the right-hand side. Several in the centre. There is the overlapping run. Don't think the overlapping run is used at all. Sorry, underlapping run.
Bad clearance.
Cleared away. Horrible clearance. Comes to Palmer.
That's Jackson. That's Jackson's goal.
I think that is Jackson's goal. I mean, either way, if you played first goal, you do not care. He's a mile onside. That's going to stand. That's a lovely little flick.
I think that makes the difference, to be honest.
I agree. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. They go to 1.41. The draw is 5.1. Newcastle at 7. But Chelsea have scored first.
Yeah, that figures.
That comes in. Chelsea looking pretty solid. I'll take that.
We need a spot bet, don't we?
I was about to say.
So
now we have the opening 5 minutes. I'm going to open up the free bets. So, the first of them, which are the free bets questions? Not questions, but
stipulations.
Stipulations is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
We're going to go with here, Dave. I'll open the floor to you for choice number 1.
Well, choice number 1, we normally like to get one on the board. So, we'll just go with a Newcastle shot on target.
Newcastle shot on target. Newcastle shot on target is the selection. If that comes in, then we'll open up the free bets. It's almost a beautiful ball through. Now, what's the next bet here, Dave? Because right now, I'm very tempted. I know that Newcastle are trying to pin Chelsea back, but Chelsea are finding the gaps. They're finding the way through here. So, next goal, Chelsea for me, I would be
1.71.
1.71. I'd be very interested in that. The Chelsea total goals might be a way to go. What's the selection for the next sort of strong bet, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost that was how I predicted. The scoring, someone's got to score the first goal, haven't they? And obviously, I thought I want Newcastle not to lose, so that's not the ideal way of doing it. But as I said before, Newcastle or Chelsea are a poor second-half team, so I think Newcastle are far from done and dusted. Caicedo's just gone down holding his... don't know, a bit of stomach and his leg. A bit of both.
Bit of stomach and his leg.
Yeah. He's got his left hand on his left knee and his right hand on his stomach. What happens here then?
Let's have a little look here. There is almost nothing horrible done at all there.
Is it an elbow in the gut?
No.
I don't know.
No, nothing really happens. So, I mean, what is the next selection just before we move on to a chat?
You really want a selection,
I do,
you?
Dave.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm going back to my strict ways of doing this now.
Right.
I've had enough of being nice.
Well, I did say the anytime goal scorer markets would be a good area to mine.
Yeah.
So, Cole Palmer hasn't got that goal. He's 2.1 anytime.
2.1?
It was kind of his goal, but it kind of wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, the point is he has 90% of the chance, but it's just flicked home.
Yeah. So Cole Palmer, he does get in great positions. He is their most reliable goal scorer, even though he's sort of not an out-and-out striker. But Cole Palmer 2.1, I'd go with him, yeah.
Yeah, so Cole Palmer 2.1. I think that's I really like that way in. I really like that way in. I think that's one of the ways that I'd be going. Chance here down the right-hand side for Newcastle. Ball played in low. It's a decent half chance scrambled up. This is open.
Absolutely,
this is attacking.
As we thought and hoped, yeah.
Yeah, this is a bonkers game already. That's again, attempt at a reverse pass, which almost worked there, but everything we talked
Chaotic, isn't it? Chaotic.
Goals. I mean, again, if you go to the goals market right now, the Asian total market, over 3.5 is 1.66. Over 4.5, if you fancy that, is 2.23. Alexis said Chelsea scored 4 against Man City. It was not an accident. I mean, they conceded 4 in that game as well, mind you, but you are right. Marios says hello. Hello. And Jeremy Powers reminding us of the goal. Manuel Alonso says, hello, guys. Hello, my friend. I've been learning Spanish.
Have you?
I have been learning Spanish. I decided to try and learn a language. I've been learning Spanish.
How far have you got?
Uno, dos.
1, 2.
No, I'm still lacking in a little bit of confidence, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Chance here for Newcastle, slammed clear. I mean, what a game this is already, exactly as we expected it to be. What a game this is already. I'm so happy that I came into this game with lots of energy, like, yes. And then we get this in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, because sometimes it seems so obvious it's going to be end-to-end and wide open. Somehow it isn't, but this one absolutely is what we thought. Yeah,
it really is. It's exactly what we thought. Loads of markets, loads of ways in. Please do make sure you are gambling responsibly when getting involved with us here at sportsbet.io. Fun, fast and fair, of course. We are here in the clubhouse for all of the Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, and many, many games across the course of the season. The free bet condition is now live, which is for Newcastle to have a shot on target. If it doesn't land, it's Dave's fault. And there are plenty of good ways to get your teeth in here. No corners as of yet, which is funny considering the amount of time that Chelsea have spent sort of deep within their own half.
Yes, just Ente was saying, what the target for free bet? Shot on target or a goal? Just a shot on target from Newcastle.
Yeah, but a goal will also count, by the way, because it's a shot on target.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get a goal, we just need a shot on target, but a goal would count.
Yeah, it could be a routine, easy save.
Yep.
And that's fine.
Absolutely. Be nice and simple. Don't forget, we have got the game in Spain. We're not going to focus too much on the action in Serie A when we've got... Well, Serie A game is live. But
we have got a couple of Spanish speakers in the clubhouse.
We have, yeah.
Liam and Andrew. Liam's gone with Dos Beers. Dos Beers, por favor.
La mujer.
Andrew's corrected him. Dos cervezas, por favor.
La mujer. The woman.
There's a scene in Fawlty Towers where Basil's teaching Manuel how to count by carrying something on his tray.
Dave. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Chelsea with a strike.
He goes, on those trays, on dos trays.
On those
trays.
I've watched Fawlty Towers for a long, long time. No, the app that I'm using we will focus on the game, but the app that I'm using to learn Spanish is obsessed with milk.
Which is what?
Leche.
Oh, yeah, leche.
But I it is absolutely obsessed. Like I can't, like every single time. I want to know. At this point, I couldn't ask where the train station was, but I could run a dairy farm. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. I do not understand this absolute obsession with milk. Anyway, ball out to the left hand side. It's a really good swing of the ball from Newcastle, but Chelsea under pressure and they clear it forward. Yeah, we do have 2 games from Europe for you as well. Sevilla, of course, as we know, away at Almeria. I never like backing them away from the Pishwan. I've not looked particularly at this game, but I never like backing them away from the Pishwan. And Lazio hosting Udinese as well.
If only Lecce were playing, eh? That would have been a bit big universe.
Yeah, very milky team. Chelsea 1, Newcastle United.
Gareth Southgate in the crowd.
Future Manchester United manager Gareth Southgate.
Shot from Newcastle. Should have been on target. Blazed wide.
Yeah, blazed wide. Newcastle haven't played awfully in this game. They have tried. There's certainly the plan of whenever Chelsea have got the ball in their own area or anywhere near it to put that pressure on to sort of swamp them. And it's to a certain extent it's working because Chelsea aren't progressing with the ball 9 times out of 10 particularly confidently. But obviously they've just taken their chance so far, Chelsea. Corners-wise, it's weird. No corners in this game to this point.
Yeah, there's been some sort of deep throw-ins, but nothing actually gone out for a corner.
Fretless says, hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Fretless. You've missed the opening goal of the game. Absolutely unacceptable. What about the first half? Do we think Chelsea will see the first half out?
Possibly. I think the second half is maybe when you ramp up the Newcastle bets, but I could see Newcastle getting the goal in this first half.
Yeah, Chelsea to win the first half. Obviously, they're already 1-0 up in it. 1.31.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be confident about that. Fretless says, awful start for my under 3.5. That's a brave man, isn't it, to go under 3.5 in this game?
But I suppose sometimes there is benefit sometimes to saying all the stats and all the form are going this way, so therefore the price is the other side.
Be the contrarian.
Yeah, because the price would have been pretty tasty for an under 3.5 looking at these two. Viv says, Southgate's at every Chelsea game, planning to join them after England failed to win the Euros. How do you block someone on this chat? England will be in it there or thereabouts, and Gareth Southgate is spoken of appallingly for his record at England, in my opinion. It actually makes me physically angry when I hear people. I'm not saying he's not perfect, Southgate. He's not. But this idea that he's done badly is a word I'm not allowed to say on air.
Strange.
I don't get it.
Wrong.
2 semi-finals and a final. Because we were doing so well before, we were dripping in Jules Rimet trophies before Gareth Southgate walked in, weren't we?
Just correct you there.
Sorry, quarter-final, semi-final and a final. Did I say 2 semi-finals? Quarter-final, semi-final.
I've had a few people say that. There's this perception I think we got to the semi-final last time.
Yeah, No, I think it was just because I'm on air and I'm under pressure, Dave. All right, get off my back. Why are you never supportive of me? I'm sick of it.
Supportive of you.
I don't get it. You know, you should have made this substitution at this time against Italy. Well, maybe, but you know, we lost on penalties. Anyway, sorry, I'm on the verge of a rant, Dave. We need to move on. Chelsea 1.42, the draw 4.9, Newcastle 7.2.
Why would he get to Chelsea? Why would Chelsea get him in?
I can kind of half see it though.
Because they've got loads of young players.
Yeah.
To mould them a bit.
I can kind of half see it. He kind of fits into not being in complete charge. A bit like he isn't at England. And yet, like, sort of
maybe,
smoothing that round.
Yeah.
Although it's been rumoured that they're looking at Michel, isn't it? Aren't they? I think they've been talking about Michel going in.
Michel who?
From, Girona. Michel Sanchez.
Pfeiffer. Sanchez.
Yeah, they're talking about Michel Pfeiffer taking over, Dave. No, Michel Sanchez at Girona, because obviously he's done this incredible job there behind Real Madrid in La Liga.
Yeah, they're splitting Real Madrid and Barca, aren't they, in the table?
Yeah, which would make sense.
Some effort.
It's I mean, I know there's certain other things about Girona, but it is incredible when you look for this team. I mean, Christian Stuani's 37. She's just absolutely ridiculous. Zigankov obviously is brilliant, and there's some great players in there. Chelsea Newcastle. Oh, now this is interesting. We've had a little bit of a coming together. Are we going to get a card? Because that's a couple of times now that Guimaraes has been spoken to.
Hasn't he been like one card away from a ban for about 2 months though?
I'm not sure, to be fair.
He kind of knows he's on the limit, and ever since he's sort of reined it in a little bit.
I would say that the way he's playing so far is not the way a man who is
I guess he's thinking
scared of the limit is playing.
I'll get it out of the way now.
Yeah, what's Newcastle's next game? What game does he not want to go to next?
I'm not
Palace.
Sure. He had.
No, Man City actually in the FA Cup.
Do you know at one stage this season he had six games in a row. He got booked in all of them.
I like that.
That included in the League Cup tie against Chelsea at this ground.
Yeah.
He's got bad vibes about this ground.
He sadly doesn't play anymore, but there was a player for Dnipropetrovsk called Ruslan Rotan, who I think I've spoken of before.
Yeah.
And he used to get booked
Gordon, shoot.
every 2 minutes, and I used to love that. Chance here for Newcastle, edge of the penalty area.
Shot on target, come on.
Out towards the right-hand side, goes away. Still out for a throw.
It's like a magnet, isn't
These
it?
corner flags are not being challenged at all. Good block, to be fair, but yeah, not a corner. Viv says, England, the most talented side in the world with performances that aren't good enough. Scaloni won everything with Argentina, and they had agent guys.
Yeah, like Messi, he's no good, is he?
Yeah, it's hard to put into words how much pressure in England there is on the England team, and to have done what they've done, which is better than they've done since what? Euro 96, I guess, and then Italia 90, I suppose, before that. The last two okay things we've done, with a group of players who are generally quite likeable, and a manager who is generally quite likeable. That'll do for me. I'd rather have that than the absolute nonsense. And
before Southgate, lots of players just feigned injury, didn't want to play for England.
Yeah.
the relationship between England and the press was horrendous. It was just awful.
Yep, and now it's like relatively positive, apart from people who think that Southgate's rubbish because there's such a huge wealth of people who are available behind him.
Maybe you see it differently if you're kind of outside England, but I'm an old geezer. I've seen
really old.
I've seen England, loads of England teams, golden generation teams, fail, flatter to deceive, go out in quarterfinals,
be unlikable.
Yeah, being just not. Yeah, they just didn't do it for you, and they're just underwhelmed. And yet now we're sort of punching it about our level and maybe above it.
Yeah,
because there are other good teams.
I'd say
in the
about our
world,
level. Yeah,
you know. Then I think it's pretty good what he's done.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, like you say, it's not without fault, but overall.
But how could it be? You've been to 3 major tournaments. You're going to make some mistakes along the way. Chance here for Chelsea. Hit low. Well saved.
Jackson again.
But Nicholas Jackson having another good chance. And Dubravka having to get down low to his right-hand side. Alexi says, I think England will win the Euros in the final with France. I certainly hope so. And if so, I will be taking the following day/week off.
If they played, say, the finals tomorrow, England v France, who would win? Who would have the better team?
Oh, England, because I would also argue that there is a high chance that France would do something mad before they got to the final, like a group of them would fall out with each other, or as happens at a lot of major tournaments with the French team.
Yeah, but they do like win tournaments, though.
Yeah, and obviously that as much as I don't like Messi. I rate it. Not Messi, Mbappe. I rate him, but I don't like him. But that final performance against Argentina was just unbelievably remarkable. Like it was just unbelievable. It was just.
It goes to a higher plane.
Yeah, it was like watching a different kind of football. It was amazing.
He scored 4 goals in World Cup finals. It's ridiculous.
Viv says semi-final exit at best. Second goal, Chelsea 1.83 because for all of Newcastle's pushing,
well, they haven't had a shock. So
exactly. Petrovic hasn't really been challenged. Again, good defending from Chelsea, and
we know fine well they've not had a shot on target because that would have landed the free bet.
It would have done.
Had done so, but
so I like that 1.83 for Chelsea to score the second goal. I really like that 1.83. Chance for Cole Palmer down the right hand side, cutting to his left boot. Nice pass to the edge of the area. Get it shot, get it hit, curled to wide of goal. But Chelsea again at least challenging.
Yeah, that was Enzo, World Cup winner. World Cup winner.
Yeah, good player.
100 million player, though.
Is anyone a 100 million player?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 3 players then.
Yeah, I'd say Jude Bellingham is a 100 million pound player. And he
he
plays like one. I think Declan Rice plays like a 100 million pound player.
All right, well, let's just move on because Dave's been unpleasant. You are.
Sometimes if you pay full whack, you do get. You think, well, do you know what they are actually?
On occasion, it's worth it. Like Kane's done nothing wrong at Bayern.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't think he's quite 100 million, was he, Kane? But he's done. It's not his fault that Bayern is struggling. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. Is
that going to be a yellow card?
Go on, book him. Livramento's gone down.
Come on, Cucurella just took him out there.
John, what are you doing here, mate? It's time to start booking people.
Look, watch this.
Good first touch from Livramento. That should be a little bit. He's gone a little bit down on him. If you watch, he sort of lands on top of the. It's almost like a little down with the foot. Well, nothing happened. Alexis says, I remember when France lost in South Africa. It was the weirdest France that I saw. Did you see the France of 2002 when they were defeated by Senegal in the opening game? Because that's the one of the maddest results I've ever seen in my whole life, considering how strong that French team was.
Well, they did officially fall out with each other on both occasions.
Yes, they did, yeah. Which I kind of feel helps my point slightly. Chance here again for Chelsea towards the byline. Win the corner. Let's go.
No, why? If you've had a corner bet here, you'd be going mad.
Palmer's played it in from the right-hand side. That was always going to be a free kick for a pull-on by Cole Palmer, but just keep arguing, Cole. If you keep arguing, that's what we want to see. Get on John's bad side. For all of Newcastle's pushing, Chelsea are undoubtedly having the better quality.
The clearer moments, aren't they?
1.84 Chelsea second goal, by the way. Newcastle 2.32. Chelsea 1.4 to win the match. The draw 4.8 and Newcastle at 8 to win the game. Is there any
more scorers we like from what we've seen? Enzo Fernandez, we saw him have a shot. He's 4.9 any time.
I like Palmer.
I'm
with you on that. I like Palmer a lot.
Palmer
2.7.
2.7. That's pretty enticing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could also back just the next goal, then you obviously get a bit of a boost. Cole Palmer to score the second goal, 6.8.
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson, he's got one already. 6.3 to score the next goal.
Chasing the ball down this left-hand side, and that's a free kick given against him for... Well, I agree with Nicholas Jackson here. I think this is just a shoulder barge. Livramento's getting knocked all over the place at the moment. So look at this. Maybe he's back. Maybe he's back, yeah. But yeah, Palmer 2.7. Is there any part of your brain, what we're watching right now, suggests that Newcastle can win this match?
A bit, but it's sort of there. It's in my
brain,
rear caudal.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because this game still feels chaotic enough for anything to happen. I would say that. It feels chaotic enough for anything to happen. Down this right side comes Chelsea, by the way. Alexi says, Ghana, Uruguay was the best game that I saw in the International Championships. Yeah, that was an absolute belter. Koki saying over 3.5 goals and questioning whether or not it's going to be over 3.5. I'd still play that. 2.23 for over 3.5 goals, by the way. Chelsea play one low across the
still no corner
penalty area. Still no corner. I would still play over 3.5 goals.
Is that a corner?
No. I'd still play it because I think... with the chances we're seeing, Chelsea get one more. You're not that far away. I can see Newcastle definitely scoring in this game, so that takes you to 3. I'd still play the over 3.5 at 2.23.
I mean, just your basic maths say the game's going to last like 95 minutes. You're well on schedule. You've got 1 in the first quadrant.
Yep, first quadrant down.
Yes.
Well, we'll head towards the second quadrant very soon.
Yeah, we're in the second.
Well, we're in the second quadrant.
Yes. Officially.
The second of 4 quadrants.
Tends to be 4.
Yep. Well, that's maths for you.
That's the quadrant for you.
All right, Fibonacci, get off my back.
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd be calling anyone Fibonacci this evening, but we are where we are.
Can you do a Fibonacci sequence?
1, 4, 7. No, 1, 3.
No.
What is it?
1, 1. Then 2, 1, 2, 3, then 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 8.
Isn't it 3, 3?
You add in the previous 2 to get the next.
That's it. Sorry, that's what it is. You're adding the previous 2 to get the next. It's not just 3 on the bounce. It's you're adding. Yes, sorry. I knew there was something to do with 3s. So add, equal, add, equal. Yeah. Also, the fact that you just rattled that off at the top of your head was, I actually found it
quite moving.
Quite pleasant.
Quite pleasant.
More pleasant than I thought it would. Chelsea 1.37 to win this game.
I do love a Fibonacci sequence.
Doesn't everyone?
It's a good name and it's a good sequence. We need a shot. Come on, Newcastle.
Is it true that we're going to stick with football, but I think was Pythagoras killed because he refused to run through a wheat field? Because I think Pythagoreans weren't allowed to run through wheat fields.
Theresa May, wasn't it?
So he was being chased and he got to a wheat field and he's like, well, there's nothing I can do. And
Pythagoras?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he was killed because he wouldn't go through a wheat field.
What he did was he ran there and then he ran that way and then on the way back down he got...
Sounds lost. He could do with the compass.
Yeah, so he ran 3 metres, then 4 metres. He had 5 metres to go and he got just near the end of them.
I think we're getting into niche comedy territory and I think we need to move away and go back to the slightly more football-based stuff. I started it. Alexi says...
oh, that was an acute angle.
Please can anyone show Brooks where he can find his cards? I think second half we'll see plenty of them.
Know.
I mean, the total bookings market right now...
Come on. Livermento, now what? What? Livermento isn't getting much out of the linesman here.
I played over 5.5 bookings pre-match. I would stick to that, but the spread is actually, understandably, slightly smaller now, so over 4.5 at 1.99. Would you play that? I think eventually this dam breaks. I think John Brooks' patience runs out. Dave is umming and ahhing.
Yeah, I think there's enough in it. There's enough sort of little niggles, and maybe he's just one who waits for them to accumulate. Yeah, like you say, once one's done, well, I've set my line there. So
4.5, yay or nay?
Yay.
All right, 2.1. Newcastle want a corner there. I think they should have had a corner. They don't get a corner.
No corners allowed in this game.
It says maths, the eternal enemy of Pete since childhood.
Oh, that's looks
like somebody's been talking to Mrs. Roderick. Ra says, hello everyone. I'm a little bit late today. You are welcome nevertheless. We've not given any of our free bets away just yet. We're still waiting for a Newcastle shot on target.
Yeah.
And as Liam, our fantastic producer, is saying as well, hello and welcoming everyone as they come into the chat as well. If you aren't involved in the chat on Telegram, do get involved. Honestly, everyone's really, really nice. It's a genuinely pleasant experience. You can chat to us as well. We will chat to you. And let us know what you're betting on and what you think we should be as well here on Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io.
I've got an idea because normally, if 4's a quadrant, what's if you divide them into 5? It's an actual space term.
It's a septagon.
Yeah, that's the shape.
1 second, everyone. Just keep talking.
A fifthdrant.
So I've typed in what's the 5 version of quadrant? A quintant.
Is it?
A quintant, which makes sense.
Yeah, like quintet. Quartet, quintet.
Similar to a sextant or an octant, a quintant is that of 1/5 of a 360-degree circle divided into 5 72-degree sections without going into any more detail.
So I would say we're in the second quadrant.
Quintent.
Quintent, yes. This is
I've got a headache. Does anyone else have a headache?
It's the winter of my quadrant.
Why can't you say
I don't know. I refuse to say it.
Well, you're refusing to say it. You're saying it wrong.
I can't say it.
Andrew says quintant, sextant, septant, heptant, etc.
Yeah. Entrant.
Anyway, what was your footballing point?
Footballing point. We're in the second. What was it again?
Oh, I forget it.
Yeah.
We're in the second bit of the game.
Yeah. And we haven't had a free bet landed, so I think we should have 2 running concurrent. Another ant word there. So I think, because the first one we like to have landed, so I think we should have 2 running concurrently. The first one being a Newcastle shot on target. I think we should add the first yellow card lands a free bet as well. What say you?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, this will still be part of our free bet offering, but we will put this. John Brooks is going to have a word with Enzo Fernandez here. Enzo Fernandez. I don't think he's going to book him, but I think he's just having one final warning. Tell you what, as part of our free bets, we will put simply a yellow card floating for a free bet. Effectively, exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I came to that strong decision on my own and without aid.
Yeah, so the same thing using some different words. Yeah.
Viv says Arsenal and Barca double tomorrow, Pete and Professor, looking towards tomorrow's football. Arsenal, of course, hosting Porto. And Barcelona hosting Napoli. Arsenal definitely. Barcelona I'm not as convinced on.
Yeah, I agree, but I would probably do Viv's bet there. Shot chance for Newcastle.
Blocked away. And corner! Hey! Do we have a corner button? No.
Should do, yeah. For that. 32 minutes to first corner.
Yeah, there you go. Good block from Cucurella, who's actually had a pretty solid game, to be fair, so far. I know that Napoli are having a bad time in Serie A. I think they're 7th, aren't they? They've had a really horrible year, Napoli, after what was, of course, a brilliant one. But I do not like backing Barcelona in any way, shape or form. I mean, you look at their Champions League form so far this season as well. Obviously, lost away at Shakhtar Donetsk, lost at Antwerp, drew with Napoli in that first game. Arsenal definitely. Barcelona I'm not keen on. Chance here for Newcastle, edge of the penalty area, laid off.
Where are you going?
Again, just a little bit of lack of confidence in front of goal.
Right, come on, have a deuce. This was from a corner. Right, shoot now, shoot.
Newcastle are lacking some shots.
Just a bit. Well, if you can't even sort of take a corner. You're one of those big lads up from the back thinking, cheers for that.
Yeah, well, at the moment, they are not getting the shots away, and that's annoying for the free bet, but it's also annoying if you back Newcastle to score, which most people have. I think both teams to score was pretty much the most popular bet coming into today. It was 1.47 pre-match, the both teams to score. Elsewhere, Andrew also says that I found the geekiest GIF for a sending off, so I'm going to put a couple of quid on a red anytime in hopes that I get to use it.
Oh,
well, we're looking at high on the bookings, aren't we? We're looking at high on the bookings market, so that's kind of where we're looking at. I mean, over 3.5 total bookings is 1.6. So that spread again has come down now, which again makes sense as the match progresses.
Yeah.
But I still like that 1.6, the over 3.5. I'd still be kind of looking towards the over 5.5. Cucurella now pulled up by John Brooks.
He's close to a booking, hasn't he? He's had a couple of fouls.
Andy Gordon just holding his knee there.
There was a red in the first meeting. Reece James sent off, so maybe it'll happen again.
I will go with Arsenal to win and Napoli double chance, says Koki there, looking towards tomorrow's Champions League action. We will be here, and I'll use proper English this time, for that Champions League action tomorrow and on Wednesday. And I'm actually back on Thursday as well. I think Liam is too. Are you here Thursday?
No.
Right, well, at least me and Liam are here on Thursday. So there are plenty of great ways in. We are with you for all of the big Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, obviously, action here in the Clubhouse. You've cursed Villa with your bets, says Liam to Koki. Villa, Strange side, but if you have one of the best managers in the world, eventually you'll end up being okay anyway.
Viv likes the Mighty Boosh, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell because he's always putting pictures of old Greg in.
Yes.
I've watched that new Dick Turpin thing with Noel Fielding in.
Oh, yeah, I saw that advertised. Any good?
He's basically playing...
himself.
He's basically playing his Boosh guy again, except this time he's Dick Turpin.
Yeah.
What was he called? Vince Noir. He was... Yeah,
Okay, I might give it a look.
It's not awful.
Just a break in play. Anthony Gordon's received some treatment, so we're not missing anything.
It's not awful. I haven't watched it and gone, this is atrocious, which I do with a lot of stuff, in fact, most stuff. But it's not... it's just very shallow and light, which is fine.
I think Gordon's coming off here. He's giving a little shake of the head.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So he's going to come off.
So it looks like Anthony Gordon has been done for. He's holding his knee, which is a bit of a worry, obviously, for Newcastle, who already have a lot of injuries. Murphy coming on.
Jacob Murphy's coming on, for Anthony Gordon. So if you've backed Anthony Gordon any time or on a goal score market, sorry about that. We will get a price up soon for Jacob Murphy. On he comes. We
will indeed. Viv says I would have gone with Napoli, but can't doubt that youngster. He's going to win it in Barcelona. Alexi asks very quickly, DT, who will win the PGA? I presume means the players, which we've got coming up this week as well.
Oh, well, probably Scotty Scheffler. That's a boring answer, isn't it? He was awesome at Bay Hill.
Yeah, his ball striking is quite good. That's how I would describe right now. His ball striking is quite good. Nick, look, I backed Nick Taylor a few weeks ago. I keep mentioning this, but I did. Oh, chance for Newcastle.
Sahith Tigala.
Yeah, chipped in with the end of a putter the other day. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Used the toe end of the putter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't put that well with a proper part of a putter. Nick Taylor, he's at the players, isn't he, Nick Taylor? Because he played all right this time. He didn't challenge, but he played okay last week. And obviously, having won the Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, I'd have a little half look at him. But Dave's the expert, I'm not. Chelsea 1.38, draw 4.6, and Newcastle 9.4 in this one now. We need a shot on target for Newcastle because that's going to trigger our free bet. We've obviously got another free bet floating as well, which is a yellow card in the game. If that comes in, we'll ask you to put your username into the Telegram chat. Just your username. We will count up how many we have. And then, of course, we'll pick two at random, and those two will get themselves a free bet each. And we'll do that 5 times.
I think Newcastle are having quite a good spell without actually having any shots.
Yeah.
They're kind of dominating possession. They've had 57% possession tonight so far.
I actually thought it was more than that.
Well, I reckon if you filtered it to the last 15 minutes, I reckon it'd be like 65. But you've got to do something with it. And they're just not getting the shots on goal. They're just having little moments where you think, oh, here comes a shot, and they don't quite get anything clean.
No, it's been a bit... I would say that Chelsea have actually defended quite well here.
Yeah, to be fair to them, there's a reason why Newcastle can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
This could be a moment. A cross
ball in from the right-hand side.
Oh.
It's going to drift all the way out to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Plenty of Geordies in the centre. Put towards goal. Put over. Is that a corner kick?
Yeah, it was Willock. It was Almiron fizzed across him. Willock thinks it should be a corner.
I don't think it's going to be. Koki had 7.1 for Rashford to score the second goal in Man United's 2-0 win over Everton the other day. I've been absolutely delighted to see him put the ball on the spot. Hello, says Brahi. Hello to you, my friend.
Yeah, that was a good bet, that. I was live in the studio at the time. I remember Koki putting that bet up because Bruno Fernandes had taken the first one. Mm-hmm. Don't know whether it's a policy to share it out.
Don't know. Don't like Bruno Fernandes. Would sell him immediately. He'd be the first player out the door, in fact, if I was the leader of the new Ineos revolution at Manchester United. He would be the first player I sold. I'd just walk in the first day and go, you're on the transfer list. Alexi says Scotty Scheffler looks way older than he is. Agreed. He does look a lot older than he is. He's also a lot richer than any of us could ever dream to be.
To me, he looks like one of Elvis's entourage.
He does a bit, yeah. He looks very 1950s, yeah.
Yeah, there's something sort of old about, kind of old-fashioned and old about him.
He's got a very old-fashioned kind of personality as well, though, hasn't he? Very kind of Southern American kind of old-fashioned fella. Chelsea 1.4 here. I still quite like Chelsea to score the second goal because for all of this... Oh, card! Hey! That's not worked. That's not worked. Let's try again. Oh, Well, the yellow card hasn't worked, but the yellow card has landed. The free bet, the first, well, technically the second, but the first one to land means we're off and racing for the bookings market as well, which I'm very, very pleased to hear about.
Yes.
Yellow number 1.
Here we go. Go, go, go.
Go goes in the chat. So if you've not joined us before, you must have a sportsbet.io account. You just put your username in. Liam's going to decide in a second when to stop it. Liam will count them up. We'll tell Dave. And Dave will draw 2 at random.
I will random number generate. Yes.
And we're 1 booking down to that bookings tally now, which I'm very happy about because I was getting more and more frustrated. That spread's now gone from 3 to 4.5 for the total bookings market, over 4.5 total bookings at 1.72.
We almost got the Newcastle on target as well, straight away. Isak with a header that looped over the crossbar.
Yeah, ball in from the lovely little curling ball from the right side.
Offside,
yeah, it'd been offside anyway. Unacceptable. Anyway, Race to 3 Corners, if you want to play that, is available. Race to 5. Quite big prices, to be fair, now, because obviously we've had 1 corner in the game. But I think second half, corners-wise, I could see a few.
Yeah,
it's only so long this can...
It's been a bit freaky. There's been enough moments where you get corners, but they've just sort of rebounded off the leg back into play. So
where's the total corners market here? Let's have a little for over 6.5 total corners, Dave. 1.77.
How many?
Over 6.5.
Yes.
7.
Yes.
Yeah. 1.81.
I'm a yes. Very much a yes.
Yeah. Over 7 is 2.13, so take that.
There's the stop sign.
We will count them up.
Do you want to count them up, Liam, and then...
21, is that correct?
Yeah, using the international code for 21.
Yeah. Initially thought he was being incredibly rude. And I thought, well, we have to go in there and either fight him or fire him. But in the end, it's turned out that he was being very professional and doing his job very well.
Right, first number I have generated. And the winner is... the winner is Ramsey, 22.
Ramsey, 22. What number was that?
I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, you're not allowed to say?
No, it just causes chaos because people will
fair enough.
See it differently. Say, well, I was number 8 on my screen.
I see, fair enough. Yeah. I was not told of this, but I understand how that could be the issue.
Yeah, and the second number, or winner, I should say, is Fretless.
Fretless and Ramsey. Well done. You are the recipients of the first 2 of our free bets. Hopefully we're giving out the whole bunch tonight, but well done to you if you got it. Chance here for Newcastle. We might be able to give another one away in a second. Chelsea break clear. Now this could be interesting. That's absolutely
that's blocked.
What are you doing? You've got an option to your right, you've got an option to your left, and you try and pass it straight forward where, you know, all the bodies are. That was atrocious. That was absolutely atrocious.
I know that was poor, but like you said, are Chelsea defending well here?
I think so,
Or Newcastle making a bit of a mess of it?
No, because Newcastle are getting into some decent positions. Just Chelsea have usually got a body in the way. So no, I would defend Chelsea here. I would defend Chelsea's defending here. Although that, I mean, what you're doing there is a bit mad.
Giving it away a bit.
Little overhead kick, but it just adds to the chaotic.
Mess, isn't it?
Ooh, there was a little bit of a stab with the boot there. Chance Newcastle.
Shot.
Oh, it's in!
Goal!
Both teams to score has landed. Well done. If you played the 1.47 on both teams to score, we were saying it was the best bet. We didn't best bet it, but we were saying like at 1.47, it's the safest bet.
Isak.
That is in. Alexander Isak, the Swedish frontman, has made it 1 apiece. Only 3 minutes before half time. It means, by the way, the second free bet, or at least the first free bet of the 2, has landed as well. So in just a minute, we will do the draw again, although in fact, no, look at that, Liam's gone already with a cavalry charge. So fair play, that's a great finish from Isak. That is such a lovely finish. Great first touch, bounces twice in front of him.
And he uses the defender as a bit of a shield, doesn't he? And the keeper's a bit unsighted, can't get down in time into the bottom corner.
Little drop of the shoulder, tucked home. Chelsea 2.28, the draw 2.94, Newcastle 3.7. We said when Chelsea were 1-0 up, is there any way you could argue that Newcastle could win this game? And Dave said, yeah, I think you could argue that. It's chaotic enough. And, well, there's at least half a chance.
Yeah, 1-1, so...
I wouldn't say that's massively undeserved.
No, I think on the balance play, Chelsea made the better start, but then they've just sort of gone a bit into the shell. And in that goal, if you wind that back, there were about 3 times where they'd never cleared it when they had the chance.
Well, I suppose that thing if they defended well, and then the one time I was asked to defend their defending, they defended poorly.
Yeah, and they're indefensible.
Yeah, which
can't defend the indefensible.
I'll be honest, I'm the main loser in this scenario.
Yes.
I'm still going to play Chelsea, 2.28. What about you?
Right now, I'm happy with my Newcastle don't lose bet.
Yeah, Newcastle or draw, yeah, which is what you played pre-match.
Newcastle right now are 3.7. We're kind of back to where we were, kind of, aren't we? Chelsea have drifted a little bit. Newcastle slightly shorter. Newcastle or the draw has come in quite a bit now, 1.57. I think it's there for Newcastle. I think Chelsea need to get in at half time because they've had a good 20 minutes, and then since then Newcastle have been a dominant team.
Yeah.
Without necessarily having a ton of shots.
If you play the overs pre-match, by the way, over 3.5 is 1.73 now. I could see 2 more goals in this game without a shadow of a doubt.
Right, we've stopped again. Is that a stop GIF?
Yes, it is. If you press on it, it's pulling up to an American stop sign.
So
being on Route 66 in Idaho, New Mexico.
Tomato catsup, that's what they say.
We'll get the amount. All right, Liam. No need for that.
Oh, Jesus, man.
20-2-0. Could be a chance here for Chelsea on the counter-attack. Jackson.
Oh! Why doesn't he look very happy?
I don't know.
Because he's offside.
Oh, where's he? We need a disallowed goal.
He didn't look like a man who was happy. Let's have a look at this.
For what? That looked onside to me. Oh, no, he's a mile off.
Yeah,
right, ignore the goal. The goal did not happen, everyone.
Yeah.
Shut up. Right,
let's get back to the random number generating.
I thought that Liam was telling us how many people were. Was that what's happening? Was Liam?
Yeah, so he's given me the...
Right, I'm with you.
Parameters of
I am with you. Right, I see. Again, I thought he was being rude. So 20 is the total there.
Yeah. Okay, right. And the winner is Flocky.
Flocky, well done to you, my friend. Flocky in the second set here. So I'm just going to write Flocky. I'm not even going to look up how to say your name. I'm just going to guess it's Flokkiey.
No.
The second, Dave?
Second one is Ente.
Ente. Well done to both Flocky. We've been through the spelling, and Ente as well. We'll do the next free bet when the second half starts. We will just relax for the rest of this first half. Andrew's given us the Pythagorean theorem as his gift, because he says, I don't know if I'm going to get to use this for a red card. So he's gone early. Hakan says, what? No! Jeremy Powers, wow. And Andrew saying offside as well. Yeah, it was offside. It was offside, but it's nice to know that Chelsea is still going to get themselves into those kind of positions.
I don't think that's the Pythagoras theorem, is it?
The sum of the triangle is equal to the blah 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 of both sides.
Thing. What does F equal?
Fantastic Faries.
It's not closed, is it? It's not closed. It's not.
That's an acute angle.
Can you work it out?
Fantastic Faries.
You need some numbers so we can work it out.
Oh, it's just for Fantastic Faries. That's how much. That bottom line is time, and the angle is.
I agree with the Faries. I would more go with faltering or flawed.
Yeah, well, I know you would, but you're a horrible man. But the bottom line is amount of time, and the top line is of funds spent with Faries, and then the more time, the more fun.
Yeah.
See? Goes up pretty well. That's a pretty good graph for me there. Andrew says halfway at the halfway point. Viv says Andrew, I presume that's about the offside that they spoke about earlier on.
So that means 2 then, I guess.
Yes, I believe so. Chelsea 2.32, the draw 2.9, and Newcastle 3.65 here as well. At half-time, we'll play you a preview ahead of tomorrow's Champions League games with the guys. There's a chance here for Newcastle into the area. That's good defending. That's good defending.
It's Willock.
Yeah, Willock again.
Chested the ball down, but did he just get the ball nicked off his toe before he could, or did he actually get to that?
I think it's just good defending no matter what. Matty Willock, by the way, always a good player. Monserrati midfielder, but never been sort of picked up properly. This guy,
I think he just
far
knocks
off
it over the bar himself.
Yeah, but it's good defending though, in terms of like putting your body in there to cause the issues. Is kind of my point. There's a lot more discussion of angles in the chat today than I thought there would be pre-show. Yeah. But you never know. 3 offsides so far in the game. Murphy and Gallagher having a few words. We'll do the next free bet in the second half, folks. There are 3 more chances, we hope, through the course of the evening. But we will hold fire until the second half as Conor Gallagher blasts the ball to the moon. But it still actually lands perfectly on the right-hand side. It's actually a great ball.
For Gusto, yeah.
And this is a nice chance down the right-hand side for Chelsea to try and get forward. This is a really good chance for them to try and get forward. Into the penalty area, pulled across, but there's a Newcastle United body in the way.
Great run by Gusto there, wasn't it, down the right flank?
Yeah, fantastic run.
Goal for Udinese, by the way.
To the lead away at Lazio. Again, Chelsea just trying to create something here. Deep ball in towards Gallagher, who nods it down. Edge of the area. Can Sterling pull the shot? He can. It's down the throat of the keeper, though. And saved. This game has got more. Over 3.5 goals is 1.85. I am all over that.
It's like whoever's the team that's conceded the previous goal, it seems to act as a sort of spur for the opposition.
Yeah.
So suddenly Chelsea get pulled back to 1-1. Now they've gone on the attack again.
Yeah.
So I would be more inclined to back Chelsea next goal now than I was before.
1.93 third goal.
Yeah. Don't mind that now.
No.
Again, it's not saying Newcastle lose, but I think right now if I was to back the next goal would be Chelsea.
It is half-time. Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 1, 2.26 Chelsea. The draw 2.9, Newcastle 3.8. We'll be back in the second half. But don't forget, we're also here tomorrow for the Champions League action. So let's hear from the guys taking a look at the games.
And we'll start with Arsenal against Porto. And Arsenal got mentioning league business getting in the way, or Champions League business getting in the way of the league business. But probably their only poor performance, or poor result anyway, Gavin, of 2024 was in the first leg of this one. They're short to win it. Can Porto, I mean, they don't need to score this time because they don't score at Arsenal or score in English grounds particularly, but can Porto go there and just hold out for something?
Well, they'll try to, for certain. I think Arsenal were unlucky in that game, and it was a very, very late winner, wasn't it? And an incredible shot to win the game. And it was, Porto are. They're nothing special. I mean, they are. Yeah, they've had some decent teams over the years. I don't think this Porto team is amongst the best they've had. They're stuck in this cycle where they have to sell players every year or every couple of years. They lost Octavio to the Saudi League in the summer. He was the big sort of departure last summer. So they're in this sort of cycle of they can only go so far in the Champions League, I think. And this is the last 16 is where they end up. And they very rarely go beyond that. And I think it's the record is very poor in this round and beyond. So you have to favour Arsenal in this. I think Porto are in great form. You know, they won at the weekend again. They thrashed Benfica 5-0 the previous weekend. So they're in great form, and they know what they've got to do. But I think Arsenal are this Arsenal team. It's a young Arsenal team. And it's still learning, and they're learning. Yeah, maybe a more experienced Arsenal team wouldn't have conceded that late goal to Porto. But this is an Arsenal team that's got something special about them. There's an extra dimension to them, I think, that Arteta has sort of ground into them, and they are stronger for it. So I expect them to come through this. I mean, the atmosphere at the Emirates it can be a bit flat, but I think on European nights, it's the crowd can make a difference, and this will be a sellout crowd, obviously, and I think they will see them over the line. I think it's going to be tight. I think we may be looking at some sort of extra time here. I think it might be worth looking at some of the prices to take it into extra time, and I think Arsenal will get it over the line eventually, but it's going to be difficult. Porto, I think, will hold out. I mean, Sergio Conceição has done a great job at Porto. Everyone's talking about Ruben Amorim at Sporting and linking him with big jobs elsewhere in Europe. But Sergio Conceição has done a fantastic job with limited resources and with changing resources. So, but they know they've got to just hold out, and I think they will try that. But I think Arsenal will come to. It's worth looking at the injury situation. I mean, Taremi, the Iranian striker, who's looks like he's going to Inter in the summer. He was out injured with a thigh injury for the first leg. I'm not sure what the situation is with him, whether he comes back. That might give them more of a goal threat. But I think it will be Arsenal, but it will be close.
It might be close, and a lot of people would look at Arsenal side and think, John, well, they might only have a first 11 or a first 15 that's got them through to this position, and they're doing very well out of it, aren't they? And actually, the fixtures have landed quite well. They're not in the FA Cup at the weekend. They're not playing City until the end of the month, literally the last day of the month. So they can throw everything at this, and they will want to anyway, won't they?
Yes, and their recent run of games has been pretty kind in the Premier League, hasn't it? This oft-repeated bit of nonsense that there are no easy games in the Premier League. If you saw Arsenal play Sheffield United, you saw an easy win. And 3 consecutive away games by 5 goals or more. They've been able to cruise through games. Brentford at the weekend played them properly. Took the game, made it awkward. All the things that a less well-resourced team should do against a well-resourced team. There's nothing wrong with it. So it's how football has always been played. And it's what Porto did in the first game. So I might sort of take issue in a sense with Gavin in the saying they're unlucky. Arsenal had 65% of possession, and they turned that into an XG of 0.42. So that's an awful lot of very ineffective possession that just didn't come to anything. And after the game, they were complaining about the number of fouls in the game and the number of soft fouls, and therefore the restarts that then took forever to be allowed to play. And I was thinking, you need to watch more football in the Iberian Peninsula if you're surprised at a load of fouls and a load of time wasting. Because what else did you think Porto were going to do in this game? So what else do you think Porto are going to do come this match now against Arsenal? They've got a 1-0 lead. They are it's going to be the most negative thing. Everyone on TNT is going to be bursting a blood vessel. Martin Keown will need to lie down about half an hour in. When he's sort of decrying all Europeans are all cheats, and so
I can't believe
it's going to be.
Isn't Pepe still in this team?
Yes.
I don't want to bring up any particular name.
Underhand. Yes. So I think we know which way it's going to go. Arsenal will. The reason they spoke so publicly about it afterwards, they want to put some pressure on the referee to book people early, to force Porto to get on with it, to stop all that stuff that you see in Portuguese and Spanish football. All of which pushes me towards, this is where I agree with you, Gavin, all of which points me towards a relatively low-scoring game, because I'm thinking both teams to score no is a good bet for this. Because if Arsenal do catch them, Arsenal are brilliant, and on their day, if they get an early goal, totally different game. So Arsenal could catch them and win 3-4 and win comfortably. I don't think Porto probably got enough to win a toe-to-toe game. Well, I'm sure they haven't got enough to win a toe-to-toe game with Arsenal. So I don't see a high-scoring outcome for Porto. I see Porto trying to keep it really tight and coming through with a 0-0 or something. Or probably more likely Arsenal doing enough and winning 2 or 3 now. Both of which scenarios I don't see Porto scoring.
Okay, Arsenal to win and both teams to score no is 1.86. You can have those markets like Arsenal to win by a goal, or keeping the Arsenal to win 1-0, which will take it to extra time, as you mentioned, Gavin. That would be 6.8. 2-1 is 9. There's it's definitely one to play in play as well. I think that Arsenal might well find this a bit tricky, in the same way as possibly they found Brentford a bit tricky the weekend. In that they didn't create too much against Brentford. They were dominant, and then Brentford went and got that goal. And even then, Arsenal struggled. It's they can have those games, can't they? But then they can have games where they go and win 6-0.
They have, because they've got fantastic attacking abilities when it works for them, and they haven't got the level of control that Man City have got and can exert on games, and they haven't got that patience, I think, that the City have developed just to try and grind down teams just with sheer possession, and that's something that Arsenal are learning. They haven't got that striker who's got the cutting edge that Haaland has or others. So they have to rely on. They've got enough attacking weapons, I think, to find a way through. But it'll be really interesting to see how mentally they cope with, as John says, a team that will try and obstruct them and make things very difficult and try and rile them. And with the crowd behind them, it'll be an interesting situation, because it's there's potentially explosive situations in a team featuring Pepe still. That ripe old age of the years. But it's I think Arsenal will have enough about them, and it's interesting because they're approaching that point in the season where they're ahead on goal. They've got that goal difference advantage over Liverpool and Man City, which could be crucial in the title running. And they're right in there. And it's going to be fascinating to see how they cope with the pressure. And this, I think, is actually one of the relatively easier games they're going to face, because they know what they've got to do and they've got to be patient. And I think it will be a late show, but I think they will find a way through.
And we're all looking forward to Arsenal drawing Manchester City in the next round. That's what we're all looking forward to.
Or Harry Kane's Bayern Munich.
Whatever. If it keeps them busy elsewhere, don't get their eye off the league. Barcelona won, Napoli won. Barcelona 1.93 to win this at home. The draw is 3.45. Napoli 4.3. Napoli kind of drawing their way to 7th place in Serie A. First game of this one, John. How did you see Barcelona's trip to Naples?
They weren't bad, and probably could have won the game. It wasn't a great game. Neither side created many opportunities. Lewandowski, Osimhen scored the goals. I think Pedri was man of the match. Pedri's been injured for ages, and he was man of the match in the first leg of this game. It shows you how long ago this match was. I think it was it February 21st. I think this game was played, which shows you this is just a ludicrous round of the competition. Excuse me. Neither side is great, as we discussed all those weeks ago. You've got two teams who are the champions of Italy and Spain in a showdown, but it's not really sort of working out for them this season. So Barca played Mallorca at the weekend on Friday night, actually a rare Friday night game for them. And they dominated possession, didn't create an awful lot. Lamine Yamal, the 16-year-old, scored a wonder goal, the Messi Robin kind of goal for a left footer from the right side, jinking around people and curling it in. It's a patched up Barcelona team. Their injuries are a problem. Frenkie de Jong, key player, injured. Pedri also injured. They rested Lewandowski for that reason at the weekend. Friday, just in order to put a strong team out. In terms of basic opportunities, they've kept 3 clean sheets in a row since the first leg of this. I wonder if it's that sort of game. I think another tight one. I think they will show Napoli respect. You don't get a great atmosphere at the Montjuic Stadium. It's not a cauldron, a European cauldron, loads of pressure on the opposition, all of that. None of that. And a raggedy old Barcelona team against a Napoli team that's actually been all right in its recent games, but this season has underperformed. Close, tight, not a great game, slightly disappointing, all of those things. Sort of tempted to think Napoli might get through because, honestly, I can see it 1-0 either way. I can see a 1-1. I can see extra time is a possibility. I don't see a glittering Barcelona performance. I don't think they've really got that in them at the moment.
Yeah, Gavin, just on Napoli's away form, that win at Sassuolo the other week, they won 6-1. But that was their first win in 8 away from home. But as John mentioned there, they've got that 6-1. They beat Juventus 2-1. Draw with Torino at home at the weekend. It's just two sides that aren't quite firing, but might turn into something of a second leg. The first leg was strange in that the big guns fired, didn't they? So, but there wasn't much else going on in the game.
They did exactly that. I think big guns is the right phrase because they, you've got Osimhen and Lewandowski, probably two of the top 10. They'd easily make a top 10 of the world's best strikers on their day. Lewandowski's goal was really well taken. He just found that space in his feet just to get the shot away. A lot of strikers just wouldn't be able to do that. He has these really tidy feet that can and he has struggled in recent times. So this was an important goal for him. And I think John's right. It's going to be it's two teams who've been vulnerable all season. Who've shown their frailties. Barca have got the injuries. That's a big concern. Napoli are coming into a bit of form with a new coach, and Kvaratskhelia scored at the weekend. He scored their goal before they conceded to Torino. But they're it's almost one that, if I'm being really cynical, it's one of those games where Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen are in the shop window ahead of a summer move. This is a chance to remind the rest of Europe that they can do it on the biggest stage. So I'm sort of tempted, like John, to sort of favour Napoli. I think certainly Napoli to score in this, because they've got a very good record against Spanish teams. I think they've only failed to score in one of 14 European games against Spanish opposition. So they sort of, I think they're going with a bit of confidence. Nothing to lose. It won't be, as John said, an intimidating atmosphere because it's at the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona rather than the Camp Nou, which is being rebuilt. So I'm tempted to favour Napoli and to go that way. So if Napoli can score, then it's going to be a tight one. I can see them. I can see Napoli coming through this very, very, very nervously and edgily. But I think it's going to be a tight one. And I'm sort of erring towards Napoli. But I think Barca, if Lewandowski can continue to sort of refine that form, then they've got an opportunity. And Lamine Yamal as well is this incredible protege at 16. And whether he can do it again in this sort of situation is debatable. But he's surprised so many people this season already that there's every chance he could do that.
Kvaratskhelia with 4 goals in his last 3 games for Napoli. Osimhen in form as well. He got a hat-trick in that win at Sassuolo. He's got 4 in his last 4, if you put it like that, since these sides last met. 5 in 5, if you count the one against Barcelona as well. So Napoli, if you're thinking that they might go through, 2.7 for the qualification for Napoli, 4.3 to win the game, but that takes in extra time as well. We think Barcelona might well be open to being knocked out of the round of 16 in the Champions League. And Napoli going through, it should rescue their season. Otherwise, I think that's their season done and dusted, considering what's going on in Serie A.
Welcome back to Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io. Fun, fast and ferociously fair. My name is Pete Fires. I've just quoted James Butler, so I'm quitting in the morning. Dave Tyndall with me as well. Hello, Dave. Say hello to everyone else.
Hello, everyone else.
There you go. We are underway just now. Chelsea won, Newcastle won. The second half of what's been a really intriguing Premier League tie is underway. Don't forget to put your chats, your thoughts, your opinions, whatever you want into the chat. Our Telegram chat as well. And we need to decide, Dave, on our third free bet situation.
Yeah. So we've had a Newcastle shot. We've had a booking. Maybe something cornerish.
2 more corners?
Yes.
Because we're low on corners so far. Yeah. So let's do an easy-ish one. 2 more corners in the game.
That, yeah.
We're at 1 so far. We need to reach 3 corners for the next free bet to trigger. Cookies, what happened in the Lazio Udinese game? Absolute nonsense. It was a ridiculous sort of few minutes in that Italian game. I mean, Udinese are a weird side in Italy anyway. But Lucia scored for Udinese. Then Giannetti was an own goal. Oh yeah, Zaraga made it, 2 minutes later, 2-1 again. So a bonkers game in Italy. All the betting is there for you should you want to get involved in the sportsbet.io website and app. Here, Chelsea 2.3. The draw is 2.82. Newcastle 3.85. We were chatting with Liam, the producer, at half-time, and the question was, who you backing? I stuck with Chelsea here, Dave.
Yeah, Liam wants Newcastle to win.
And you?
For his pocket. Yeah, I want Newcastle to not lose, basically.
Not lose, yeah.
So I'll take a draw. At the start, one of the reasoning for this was slightly because I don't trust Chelsea, but Newcastle on the attack.
Into the penalty area, left-hand side. Drilled! It's a decent stop, that.
Is that a corner, then?
That is a corner. 1 down already.
Yeah. I think Almiron pulled the trigger with his left foot. Forced the keeper to tip it over. Yeah, Chelsea are a terrible second-half team. If games were just played in the second half, Chelsea's record is 1-6, drawn 6, lost 14.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Awful, isn't it?
It's really, really bad.
Whereas Newcastle have won 12 of their second half. So Newcastle 8th in the second half table. Chelsea 18th out of 20. Only Burnley and Sheffield United beneath them.
We're going to set up this corner, then I'm going to ask Dave a very important question.
Yeah.
It's perfectly professional and above board. It's not.
No, it's cleared up. You can get some cream.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, I did ask you not to mention it, but fine. Chance down this left-hand side for Newcastle. Played in low towards the back post. It evades everyone, but it was close. It runs away for a goal kick. So, David Robert Tyndall. No?
I haven't got a middle name.
It's now David Robert Tyndall. What's your best bet?
I'll give you something a bit more imaginative because I did mention it in the break. I said I quite like the old Desmond 2-2.
You did.
It's to be honest, I was hoping it might be a bit bigger, but I guess at 1-1.
Yeah, you're already on the way.
Yeah,
6.5.
You're nicely on the way. 6.5, the 2-2 draw. So yeah, I'll put that in the
6
chat now
for that.
I think Chelsea. It's been a bit of a skittish performance from Chelsea.
Yeah,
good in bits. Then they've gone off the boil and they came on a bit. End of the first half. Now the second half, Newcastle started well.
Extra points for the word skittish there as well. Over 3.5 is going to be mine here in the game. I'm just going to go for over 3.5 goals. 1.99. Strong challenge here in the centre of the park. Go on, book him. Book him. Come on, John, you coward. Get the card out. Sterling's so far the only man booked. Nah, it's just coming together. I mean, personally, I'd still book him, even though he'd done nothing wrong. But that's just maybe me. Total bookings market is there as well, should you fancy it, of course. There's loads of great ways in. Total booking spread is 4.5 under and over. Over 4.5 is 2.1. And Dave has put his best bet in the chat on the Telegram to make it easy for you to back it, should you agree with David Stephen Tyndall.
If you think this could be like a bit of a classic, 3-3 is 30.
I mean, it could be, but yeah, I'd rather your 2-2.
Yeah, you'd want a goal fairly quick, I think.
You would. Chelsea with the ball down the right-hand side here. There are plenty of blue shirts forward.
And just so Liam can clip it out later, 420.
Yes, you've always said that from the start, Dave.
Yes, I think it might be that score.
And I'm delighted that you would give me your car if it landed that way. Thank you. This is a verbal contract.
Is it? Yes.
I will take that 50 grand you offered me, Dave. What a good friend you are. Liam, just clip that bit out and send it to his lawyer here. 2.34 Chelsea, the draw 2.78, Newcastle 3.8. This game there is definitely more goals in this game.
Are you sticking with Chelsea though?
I am, yeah.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that
you said it at the start and you refused to change your mind.
Yeah, I'll just keep going down. Well, Newcastle have certainly moved the ball well and they've had chances, but barring that, I did say as soon as we came back from the second half and Petrovic then had to make an immediate save. But I still think that Chelsea, given the chances, have been slightly scarier than Newcastle have been.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, yeah.
Okay, so you can get off my back? Or are we going to keep quizzing me, grilling me in front of everyone? Hey? How do you sleep at night?
You're so unsure of yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the first time anyone's ever said that to me in my entire life. I don't think anyone's ever said that to me once. Normally, it's used. The other thing's used as a weapon. Third goal, Chelsea 1.96, the draw 4.4, Newcastle 2.76. So if you fancy Chelsea to score next, 1.96 and Newcastle 2.76. Palmer down this right-hand side. There are plenty of Chelsea bodies in the centre. There's a lovely drop of the shoulder. Plays it across. It's a dangerous ball. No Chelsea player gets to it. But this is kind of why I still think they've got a really good chance, because
moments like that.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely playing it by. Just takes two of them out, just with a little.
Oh, it's not far away, is it? Is that Gallagher chasing it in?
Fizzes it across. Yeah, who's chasing in on this?
Yeah, it is Gallagher. Yeah.
Yeah, Gallagher's got to be worth a look for.
The goal scorer.
Anytime goal scorer.
Yeah, I'll get it.
7.2.
Oh, you get it then. That's fine.
Yeah, 7.2. Cole Palmer himself is half of that. He's 3.6.
Chance here for Newcastle. Out to the left-hand side, but very well read. And Chelsea can break forward. This game...
There's gusto. Attacking with gusto.
This game definitely has gusto in it. Over 3.5. 2.12 here. As Chelsea move the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Palmer drops the shoulder, moves to the right boot. Oh, he tried the through ball. It was just a low percentage pass, that. And unable to break back through. Do make sure you get those thoughts in on the Telegram channel. Let us know what you're betting on, what you think is going to happen as the game progresses.
If Chelsea's right back wrote an instructional manual on getting forward,
is this a laboured setup to a joke?
What would you call it? If Chelsea's right back wrote an instructional manual on getting forward, what would you call it?
I don't know, Dave.
Attacking with gusto.
Oh, okay. If Chelsea's right back decided to secede from his country and try and start a revolution, you could call it attacking with gusto.
Oh, that was poor.
Well, no, but it's exactly the same thing.
So was that?
It's exactly the same thing, Dave. I don't know how you dare. It was exactly the same thing.
Well, mine sort of was based on football.
Well, yeah, mine was sort of based on a revolution.
Military
yes.
aspect to yours.
What's wrong with that, Dave? Hey?
Well.
Yeah? Well. Could be a chance here for Newcastle, but Chelsea slam it clear. As mentioned by folks earlier on, we have got plenty of games coming up for the rest of the week. We've got Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got Europa League and Europa Conference League coming on Thursday as well. And we'll be here, as always, here with Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io
Almiron
for that as well. Almiron plays the ball in. Dangerous, but Chelsea managed to get it clear. We're not here on Saturday. And then, of course, we have got a lot more to come beyond that mark. So we're going to be getting involved, hopefully, in plenty of action. Here comes Sterling edge to the penalty area. Go on, Raheem. Hit it, lad. Oof, wide of goal. There's more goals.
Yeah.
There's just definitely more goals in this game. And where are the team totals? Let's have a little look. Chelsea total. So Chelsea just to score again in this game, whether it's next or whether it's the fifth of 6 goals. Chelsea to score again in this game, Dave, is 1.57. Short, but would you back 1.57 for Chelsea to score again?
Yeah.
Right, I would as well.
Yeah.
Newcastle to score again in the game, over 1.5 Newcastle United total goals is 2. Would you play that?
I would, as a single, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I think, again, you're better off probably getting involved in the over 3.5, but it does look, those do look like perfectly fair and likely.
Yeah, like you say, you could just simplify it and back goals, but if you have a particular stance on one of the teams, it's there for you. The other one of interest are the 60, 70, 80-minute result markets, which are down the bottom end, or they were a second ago, and they've just vanished.
They'll be back.
I guess because we're sort of near to 60 minutes. When they come back, they could be worth a look.
We're still waiting for that third corner in the game as well to activate our next free bet opportunity.
So to lead after 60 minutes, so you've got 5-minute marker really. Chelsea at 10, Newcastle at 15. Bit too soon.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll take you to 70. 70-minute result, Chelsea 4 to be leading after 70 minutes, Newcastle 6.
I don't mind that. I'm not a big player of those markets. I kind of like the wider vagaries just to score at some point. Or there's nothing wrong with those markets. It's just not something that I'm very good at betting on or have a huge experience betting on, to be honest. Koki's gone for 4 for Newcastle to win. So Koki's going with the Magpies. Offside, surely. No, it's not offside. Why on earth did you not play it to the overlapping run then? Palmer drops to the left boot. Thought about the shot.
I think they can be good. I tend to have played them before games and back like Man City to be leading after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because suddenly from like a horrible odds-on shot, they've become 2.3 or something.
Oh, Dave, there's nothing wrong with the market. They're great markets, but I'm not very good at them, and they're not a market that I play a huge amount. But that's not to say they're bad markets. Could be a chance here for Chelsea. Ball in low. Should have gone for the run to the right-hand side yet again. But right now, as you were saying, Dave, these sort of sporadic chances and these early sort of, not early, but these sort of bursts, these sections that are Chelsea's and these sections that are Newcastle's, which is added to the chaos of the game, really.
Rhythm could be a word there.
Yeah. These patches of play.
Segments.
Yeah. Chaff going with Arsenal to win 5-0 tomorrow and Sammy and Nasri to score anytime. Well, very best of luck with that. I mean...
What?
I personally wouldn't back Sammy and Nasri, and if you get a market on Sammy and Nasri, then something is very seriously wrong. Oh my word, Sammy and Nasri's younger than me.
Oh, Chelsea. Keep your eyes peeled. Said Chelsea were what?
Oh, it's a lovely pass. Palmer.
Oh, bang.
Cole Palmer.
He lands
the anytime 2.7. Chelsea lead. Chelsea lead by 2-1. Ice Shooting says goal. Cherov says goal. And Vivek says goal. Don't know why I've done like the ghost of Christmas past, present and future, but we are where we are. There you go. Chelsea lead. Cole Palmer lands. So well done to Dave on that selection. I think we were kind of together on that selection. But
the anytime.
You sort of mentioned it first, so I'll give it to you. You need it. So Dave... I saw that looked on the camera there as well. It was more Dave's selection, really, but Chelsea next goal 1.9 lands. Chelsea are leading. I all of a sudden have got a sore throat. That's a great finish.
Yeah.
Can you keep talking for a second, please, Dave?
Goes through the Newcastle defenders. Goes through Shah's legs in the end. But yeah, caught it sweetly with his left peg. And that does count. No deflection this time.
No deflection this time.
So he thought he'd scored the first. That got given to Jackson, who got a little nick on it, but this one, a clean strike into the corner.
Yeah, Chelsea lead. So we're closer to the over 3.5 as well now, which was one we were very strong on pre-match as well.
Yeah.
Black Dog says Palmer does not disappoint in FPL. Just doesn't disappoint full. I mean, really, he's the only signing that's kind of worked for Chelsea overall. Jeremy Power says that was a great shot. It really was. Enti says nice.
Right, Sterling trying to get through.
He is through as well. He's round the back. Raheem Sterling for 3, trying to round the keeper. Oh, he's over-egged it. What an eggy pudding. He's drilled it. It's blocked on the line.
Good defending.
And it is cleared away. I mean, they were very nonchalant once they actually stopped that ball on the line there, Newcastle. Good defending round the back, but...
That is why Dan Burn is a useful man to have in your side. He's a big old unit.
He's the size of a goal.
Yes, he's the size of half a goal.
I mean, this is
two of them, wouldn't there?
Such a good flick on as well. Sterling uses his body really nicely to stay in front of his man.
Scampers clear.
Should have gone to the left. I'm not sure why he tried to cut onto his right boot there, but there's 2 Newcastle United players in the way, including Burn at the end. It was a bit strange to go inside rather than out there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But
is this going to be a corner?
At the same time, Raheem Sterling's a bit of a better footballer than I am, so maybe I should just shut up.
We still need a corner for the next free bet.
Chance here, Newcastle, they'll try the shot from range, and it goes both over and wide from Ishak, who got the goal for Newcastle. So, Chelsea 1.29, Newcastle now 15, if you fancy backing. Then the draw 4.8, which I think if you want a pro-Newcastle market is probably the way to go. Chelsea to get the next goal, 2.22, Newcastle 2.72 as well. And on the anytime goal scorer markets, there is still everyone there to score the next goal. Cole Palmer, 8.1. Sterling, having obviously already had a big mark in the game, 9.5 to get the next goal. Sterling.
Yeah, they're all sort of feasible, aren't they? That 2-2 scoreline is now 5.3, so it's come down a point or so.
The Chelsea exact goals, by the way, 1.57. That lands because they've got the over 1. I mean, it was a short price, so we'll not get too cocky, but it was a short price. We're still waiting on the next corner. There are 30 minutes to go in this game, so I'm going to ask Dave this again. Dave, what is the best bet for you right now in this game?
I think it's a bit sort of tennis, isn't it? It's like your shot, my shot. So I think Newcastle 4th goal, 2.86.
Go for Newcastle 4th goal.
Yeah.
The over 3.5 is now 1.33. I'm really convinced that lands, but I'm not going to put up a 1.33. I'm boring, but I'm not that boring. I really like Palmer to score again in this game.
Could well do.
I really like Palmer to score again in this game. Do you know what? No, I know I'm going to play here. It's still a short price. I'm not going to play Chelsea next goal. I'm just going to play to score again. Over 2.5 Chelsea goals, 1.83. Win, lose, draw. As long as they score once more, I don't care. I'm going to go for Chelsea another match goal, 1.83, Dave.
Yeah.
Would you stop me for that? Would you attack me?
No, I do think it will be 2-2 at some point. I think in Chelsea's last 2 home games, or last 2 games actually, at some point 2-2 was landing. So they were 2-2 against Leeds, got a late winner.
Yep.
So that could be Palmer to land that bet. And obviously it finished 2-2 against Brentford. So Chelsea don't mind sort of this kind of scoreline. So yeah, drew 2-2 with Arsenal here earlier in the season as well. So yeah, I'm going to put that up. Anyway, I think Newcastle, I just think now it's their turn to...
Which is how the game has gone.
Repeats, yeah.
I'm going to stick with Chelsea, but Dave's very valid point in that's how the game has gone. Chelsea scored, Newcastle take control and equalise. Chelsea, it's kind of been one on, one off kind of thing. It's interesting here as well. Chelsea putting way more pressure on Newcastle when they've got the ball in or around their own penalty area than they did in the first half, which is actually what Newcastle did to Chelsea in the first half as well. Let us know what you're betting on in the Telegram chat, please, folks. We're still waiting to hear your next selections and your next picks or your disagreements or agreements with myself and Dave. Any questions about the football to come this week, as we had earlier on about the Arsenal game and the Barcelona-Napoli game as well, then do get in touch with those questions and thoughts as well. There's plenty of lovely people in the chat, so if you've not chatted with us before, then, become one of the lovely people in the chat. You're probably already a lovely person, is my point. So why not be a lovely person in our lovely person chat? And if you're not a lovely person, then don't come into our chat, because it's full of lovely people.
Yeah.
Dave.
Thank you for clearing that up. We still need another corner for the next free bet to land. We've had one in the second half. That was to Newcastle. It's funny. The ball's been out wide plenty of times.
Yeah.
But it isn't reflected in the corner count, which is 2 to Newcastle, none to Chelsea. Chelsea have got 2 goals but no corners. This could be a chance maybe if Almiron can get it down. Can he win a corner?
Not out for a throw.
Gusto just cleared it for a throw.
I'm not doing the joke. Koki said, Dave's bet 2-2. It may well be done, says Koki. He may well land that one. And
it could do, yeah. His follow-up wasn't as popular, defending with gusto.
Yeah, well.
Not a bestseller.
No. Just a quick word on Sevilla. I mean, obviously, I'm not backing Sevilla away from the Pishwan. I never back Sevilla away from the Pishwan. Even if they win, I don't care. I'm never going to back them away from home. They've only won one of the last 5 on the road in La Liga. Almeria, by the way, who are leading 1-0. How many times have they won at home this season, Dave, would you say?
Oh, I don't know.
None.
Yeah, none.
Is the answer.
I'm going to go low. But
the bottom of the table, they haven't won once at home so far this season. They have drawn a heck of a lot, though, at home so far this season. I don't like Sevilla. I'm not putting a bet up for you. I'm just telling you, Almeria are on the verge of their first league win of the season. Might they start to get a little bit nervy?
Very likely so, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a rhetorical question. Just a point to make for you if you're looking to get involved in that game. They've taken 9 points in La Liga so far this season, Almeria.
It's strange, this game, in the fact that we've had 3 goals, so you think maybe that's indicative of lots of stuff happening, but we've had 3 corners, just 1 booking and just 2 corners.
Yeah.
So as we've been talking about equations, corners plus cards equals goals.
And lack of corners plus lack of cards equals very unhappy Farries. Not for me at all. Chance here for Newcastle down the right-hand side. 3 black and white shirts forward. Ball in low. May will find one. That's good defending. Tracked the ball really nicely there. Cucurella panics a tad, but should really never have had the ball in the first place. And Chelsea get it clear.
Caicedo did well there.
Did, yeah, just read it beautifully and able to get in front.
What he's there for, isn't he? To put out some fires.
Absolutely is. Big ball to the halfway line here for Chelsea. They have, in this second half, I mean, obviously that Sterling chance came from a long ball forward, a Jackson flick on, and then Sterling around the back. Since that, they've tried it about 4 times.
Yeah, it's like they've instructed to go longer, play it longer.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. Can you imagine with an apologetic hand after giving the ball away? Koki says, come on, Magpies. You say Magpies. Magpies, the bird. You, Cloud, do it. You could do it. I think is that there. But yeah, I think they probably could, but Dave's kind of half with them, half not. I'm still not with Newcastle at all. I just don't think they're. It's hard to say. I don't think they're very good.
Chelsea, if you're thinking, could Chelsea kick on a bit here?
Yeah.
Just been checking. Chelsea have only won 2 league games by more than a single goal margin.
Oh, imagine saying that a few years ago.
And do you know who those teams were?
No.
Sheffield United.
Who are awful. Hi, Gav.
Only just 2-0. And probably caught them at the right time. Luton, they beat 3-0. Don't you remember that? Sterling got a couple. So basically, Chelsea do not put teams away at home in the Premier League. It's going to go to the wire. And they were a long time ago. So the last time they did it, Sheffield United game, that was mid-December.
Yeah. So, I like Luton. I think Luton have been much better than their points this season.
Yeah, but at the start, Luton took a while just to get settled. Chelsea took advantage. So basically, it's a tough watch. If you're a Chelsea fan at home, come for a Premier League game, you're kind of on the edge of your seat until it's done. Newcastle free kick.
Oh, headed wide of goal. It was a big leap.
Yeah. Ends up on his back. Who's that?
Well, either way, it's a bit of an issue now because from the look of it, is that Dan Burn, I think. I think it's Burn. 33 is Burn, isn't it? I think I saw 33. Yeah, it's Dan Burn.
Yeah. Big man will have landed heavily.
Here he comes, old cliche Dave.
Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, he's a huge guy. He's absolutely massive, Dan Burn. I once stood near Dan Burn at a cinema.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Near, not. He wasn't in the front seat in front of you.
No, I think he was. We weren't in the same showing. He was just in the foyer bit. And I said to my girlfriend, "No, that's Dan Burn." And my girlfriend went, "We getting popcorn?" I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe if you want."
A couple of years ago, I went to the Louvre to see the Mona Lisa. Have you ever seen it?
I have seen the Mona Lisa. It's much smaller than you think.
It's tiny.
Yeah, it's much smaller than you think.
Tiny little things. So you'll go into this room, and literally what happened? There was about a 7-foot bloke in front of me. I thought, of all the... Not now.
I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, which was incredible. Really, really good. We went and I saw the sunflowers, and I was like, that because I'm not too bothered about art. I mean, it's fair enough, but it doesn't really get, a lot of art doesn't get to me.
Yes.
But seeing that weirdly did get to me. No art really. I kind of go, oh, that's nice. Well, that's pleasant. Or they've done a good job with that particular painting.
Yes.
But it never gets me in the I never feel anything.
Emotionally, yeah.
But looking at the sunflowers, I was like, oh god, yeah, right. Wow. It was weird. I've never had that with art before. It was really weird. But yeah, I like that a lot. The worst, just very quickly, speaking of tourist attractions, the Sistine Chapel. Have you been to the Sistine Chapel?
No.
Oh my word. I'll be quick, I promise. Went to the Vatican, and the rest of the Vatican it's what the Vatican is, right? Just exactly what you expect it to be, sort of excess and gold and everything. And it's really fascinating. The basilica is unbelievable. The church is amazing. But you go to the Sistine Chapel and you go, right, I'm finally going into the Sistine Chapel. And there's a sign outside that says no photographs. And there's another sign underneath that says no talking. And you go in and you go into this room, but you're one of a billion people in a room no bigger than this. Like, you are sort of crammed in, and everyone's taking pictures, and then the guards at the front are yelling at people not to take pictures and not to talk. So you're crammed in, and everyone's just going, don't talk, don't take pictures, don't talk, don't take pictures, please leave. And you're just like, this is just the most unenjoyable... Me and my girlfriend were like, really looking forward to going. She's like, I'm looking forward to finally seeing this incredibly famous Sistine Chapel. We just went in, realised it was horrible. We're in there for like 30 seconds, and just walked out the back. The Sistine Chapel is the worst tourist attraction I've ever been in by a mile.
Worth noting, then. Yeah.
Let us know your worst tourist attractions in the chat, everyone, in the Telegram chat. What's the worst tourist attraction you have ever been to? Because it's undoubtedly the Sistine Chapel. And not for religious reasons, just for the horrible experience. Chelsea 1.26, the draw 4.9, Newcastle 19.5.
Yeah, I think we're getting towards substitution time. So Sterling is coming off for Chelsea. Mudryk, Alexis' compatriot, is coming on.
Yeah. It's very strange. Good player, but never worth the money. He was. I mean, if you're Arsenal right now, you're just going. Yeah. We dodged that one. Koki says, "Sorry, Pete. I can repeat. What's the worst tourist attraction you've ever been to?" That's my question. Just everyone in the chat. What's the worst tourist attraction you've ever been to? Viv says the Taj Mahal was the worst experience. There was too many people all the time.
People spoil it, don't they? Basically.
Yeah.
Generally.
I'm glad I'm not one.
Blooming people.
Yeah. I've a friend of mine said the Taj Mahal's amazing, but yeah, it was very much kind of there's too much going on here. There's too many people knocking around. India on the whole, I've not been to India. I'd love to go to India, but hang on.
Okay.
Yes. Should we see if this works this time? Yes.
Yeah, that's the keeper, just time wasting, basically. Petrovic.
2 cards. I want to see that, though. I want to see more of that. It's
good that, the referee has got the time wasting thing as a sort of no-no.
Oh, that's lovely football down this left-hand side from Chelsea. Maybe a silly ball, but it's still found its way to this right-hand side. Cole Palmer again, trying to find a route onto the left boot. Good defending from Newcastle to scramble it back. Decent block first time, and it lands pretty nicely for Newcastle. And now they might be able to break.
That could be a booking.
He's played advantage quite rightly. Bit of a silly challenge, but it was ridden anyway. That's a good challenge. He's not pulling that back, is he? Yes!
There we go.
Now we're rocking. We're on to 3. We need over 4.5.5 with the brackets we actually played with actual sort of strength. Yeah, we're on to 3 cards. Now, this is a really good sign for the next 18 minutes, because if John Brooks is finally breaking through, then we're in a lovely position. Caicedo is booked, yeah.
He's got booked. So we still need a corner, and we've still got potentially 2 more to dish out. Do you want to do another one?
Should we say another card?
All right,
let's do another free bet saying the card.
Next yellow card.
Next yellow card is a free bet trigger, because I think there's definitely going to be one. Koki says French Cup final, Rennes against PSG, and the Champions League game between Lyon and Milan as well. Looking towards more of the Champions League action.
Corner!
Hey, free bet lands. We'll get to you in just a second, my friend, because the free bet has landed. Liam will sharpen his go, go, go gif. And we will be good to go. We finally landed that third corner.
All the corners tonight for Newcastle, 3-0. Bizarre. Nothing for Chelsea.
Considering how open the game has been, so we've only had 3 corners and none for Chelsea, is a bit bonkers. Chelsea cleared away first time, only as far as the corner taker on this Newcastle left-hand side, and it's in-swung into the arms of the keeper. So the free bet has landed.
Yeah, so just waiting for Liam to hit the go button.
Yeah, waiting for Liam to hit the go button.
What is that? What is that from? What's that GIF?
That looks like an American Office. I've never watched the American Office, but that looks like the American Office set.
See, mine's just still. It's not GIFing.
Well, it's something from the American Office.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, because I recognise. I've not really watched it, but I recognise the desk and.
Not the. Is that Pam?
No, that's the one who takes over from her, I think.
Right. So I can't.
Because I don't think she is Pam, the receptionist forever. I don't know, but I don't think so. All I know is that the one episode I think I watched of it, I was like, not for me.
Oh, it's really good, I think. But there's so many series, aren't there?
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I got to about series 7 and Pam was still in it.
No, I don't know if she leaves. I just don't think she's a receptionist anymore. Because the person on that GIF is a receptionist.
Right.
But she might leave. I actually don't know. Or care. Ball from the right-hand side for Newcastle. That's not a bad ball at all. Dangerous position towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Some big challenges, gutsy challenges, but it drops in. Right, we've had the stop sign from Liam, who's going to calculate here and then swear at us through the glass.
Chelsea just hacking it anyway. Yeah? It's a long time to be just booting it for cover. You've got 15 minutes left, maybe 20 if you add on extras.
Yeah, we will see in just a second.
Right, let's fire up the number generator.
Fire up the number generator, yeah. Bring me my local number generator.
There it is, lots of whirls and bellows of steam. And the first winner tonight of that is Sharaf.
Sharaf, well done. You might well be back in Sammy and Nasri, but you've got a free bet with which to do it. So Sharaf lands that one, the first of 2.
And the second one to generate successfully is Shelby.
Oh, just punched the microphone, which is not great etiquette. Shelby. So Sharaf and Shelby is... Chelsea! Mudryk! It's got to be! It is! It's 3! It's Mudryk. The over 3.5 comes in. Delicious. Mihailo Mudryk makes it 3-1 to Chelsea. And the main bet of the night, the over 3.5 match goals. I know plenty of people in the Telegram chat were on that as well. Dave, that's come in.
Yeah, he did. That was good feat, that, wasn't it? I thought he might be over-elaborating, but let's just see how it starts. Attack down the left wing.
Yeah. Do you know what? This is a really good... Chelsea have done well here, actually. Down the left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. First pass is lovely, and then Mudryk kind of dances through with the ball. No one's expecting him to get it. He kind of runs onto the ball, and the ball just stays with him. And then he's basically into the penalty area, unmarked. Boom, bob, round the keeper.
There's a little
taps it in.
Yeah, he sort of takes it off Gallagher's foot, drives towards the goal. He's all pace, fast twitch, run. Nick, good controller because he's doing all that at enormous pace, and to not kind of get too heavy a touch to go.
Oh, he makes him.
Yeah, another little touch there. It's also quite close to his foot, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a good play that, and it's a good finish. And so if you back Mudryk to get a goal, that has landed, but. We know a lot of people who are involved in the over 3.5, including me, most importantly of all, and Dave as well. So the over 3.5 goals is in. Mauricio Pochettino absolutely delighted in the dugout. It might be that Chelsea are about to get a rare win of more than a goal, but 13 minutes to go. It ain't over yet. I'm going to go with Chelsea again. I think Chelsea get a 4th.
Okay, 3.1 to score the 5th goal.
I think I'd just go total. Over 3.5, Chelsea total 2.75. 4-2 is not beyond the pale here. Chance whipped in, collected by the keeper.
I don't mind another Newcastle goal, actually.
So another Newcastle goal over 1.5 is 3.4.
Yeah.
And over 3.5 is 2.75. I'm going to for Chelsea to score again in the game. I'm going to go with Chelsea. Are you going with Newcastle, Dave, in this one?
To score the next goal.
Just any goal or next goal? Which one?
Any goal.
Any goal.
3.
There you go.
5.
Yeah, 3.5.
We can both win now.
Folks, there's a lot of people putting their names in for the free bet. That draw has ended. If we get a yellow card, however, that will be...
Yeah, and even after that, there might be another one. But yeah, yellow is the
chance
next
again
one.
here. Chelsea into the penalty area. There's another decent chance, but Dubravka gets on top of the ball.
Cole Palmer's hinting that he could get a second goal here tonight. He is 9.4 to score the 5th goal of the night.
Yeah. I'm not against that at all. Telbaachi, I think the name is. First time I've seen this name, but 3-1, and he does this, and he does this. So, fair play. Another free bet, says Koki. No. Those have just dropped into the chat late. We have not yet triggered another free bet. There is another one available. We need a yellow card for it to be triggered, but nothing is live. Nothing is being triggered. You are not missing out on anything. We need a yellow card. Everything is well. Please carry on with your lives until the next one. Andrew's been back in touch. One more shot from the Newcastle needed for the over 9.5 shots. Fingers crossed on that. 12 minutes, and they're going to be pushing Chelsea, aren't they? Elsewhere, of course, he backed Chelsea first team to score. That was a big early tick for that one. Team booking points, Chelsea most. At the moment, obviously landing. Not necessarily landing by the full-time whistle, but you need Newcastle to get 4 cards. So I think you're pretty safe. Both teams to score look like the best bet of the day. And total goes over 2.5. Well, that's a comfy early land for you in the second half. So Andrew's absolutely on fire. Jack says, yeah, my fault with laughing. That's fine, mate. You just weren't included in the non-existent free bets. So if that's the worst thing that happens to you, you aren't included in something that isn't happening, I think you're all right.
You said Almeria never win at home. Well, Sevilla have just equalised with 9 minutes to go.
They draw so often.
Yeah.
They draw so often at home, Almeria. This will only be 10 points. They'll finally break into double figures if they are to go on and draw this game.
A couple of substitutions then for Newcastle. Last throw of the dice really for Eddie Howe. So off goes Willock.
Yeah.
And Guimaraes. And on come...
it's
Miley and White.
and White.
Do we know much about White? It's like a young lad.
Yeah, Lewis Wiley's amazing. I mean, I really...
Yeah, we like Wiley, but do we know much about White?
I don't know a huge amount about Joe White, no. I have seen his name on Football Manager previously, but I don't know too much about him. He was at Exeter at one point on loan, but don't know much else about him other than that, I have to say. Sevilla scored, Pete, said Koki. Yeah, I didn't actually have a bet in that game, so I'm not sitting here going, I've landed something. It was more of a general warning that Almeria, they do draw a lot at home. They're not kind of absolutely atrocious at the Power Horse, which is just, by the way, a great name for a stadium. But they can't win. They just cannot win. And I mean, that squad is not a La Liga squad. Luis Maximano Radovanovic, who is a good player to be fair. Edgar Gonzalez, Centellas, Pubil, Jonathan Vieira, Lopi, Romero, Lozano, Mbarba. That's a Segunda side. Newcastle keeping possession here and trying to break back, but Chelsea forcing them further and further back. Sharaf says Bentner will score a hat-trick tomorrow. How many more of these Arsenal players of 10 years ago have you got left up your sleeve, Giraffe? How much longer before we go even back in time, further in time, and say Steve Bold's on for a good game?
Yeah. I reckon Sylvain Wiltord will get the winner.
Yeah. I was talking the other day about the Arsenal Invincibles team, possibly the best team I've ever seen. I think even better than that Pep Guardiola Barcelona team. I think because the balance in that Arsenal team was there was but nearly all of the tough players were flary as well, like Petit and Vieira. They'd boot everyone, but they could pass brilliantly as well.
Yeah.
Overmars, Lyon, but all that whole period.
Henry and Perez were off the planet, weren't they?
That might be the best team I've ever seen, that I think. Anyway, Andrew says, well done to Viv, which is nice. A nice little community growing further here with Andrew's recent arrival of 1.5 goals across Europe. And Chelsea, total cards over 2.5, booking treble at 4.3 for Viv, who's absolutely laughing. Sharaf says, actually, that was almost 15 years ago. That is terrifying. Nice. Where is the time going? I am very, very scared. Nicholas Bentner was at Arsenal 15 years ago. That's insane. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
he's only 36 as well.
So he was 21. Was he that young then?
2005 to 2014. So technically it was 10 years ago that he left Arsenal. Yeah. So kind of in there. But yeah.
Oh, Newcastle
Crazy.
Across the box.
Keeping all the possession. We still need a yellow card for another of the free bets to be triggered. I'm going to change it because I want to give one more free bet away at least. I'm going to say one more corner or one more card for the next free bet. Chance here for Chelsea on the break here through the centre circle. There is the lapping run to the left-hand side. It is taken. Gallagher driving forward. Palmer is forward. Jackson is forward. But a lot of Newcastle defenders there. And Gallagher, runs into one of those Newcastle defenders. And, that Newcastle defender deals with him.
Just clear that up then. So a corner or a yellow card.
Corner or yellow
lands
card.
The fourth free bet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Corner or yellow card lands the fourth free bet. Could be a chance here for Chelsea again.
Dawdle's on it.
Yeah, Dawdle's could have done a little outside of the boot and hit, he says. Yeah, 2009 Arsenal 5-0. Porto, Lord Bentner hat-trick. Yeah, Bentner was at Arsenal. Let's have a look at the actual 2005 to 2014. 108 appearances, 24 goals. He then went through Birmingham, Sunderland, Juve, which is insane to think. Wolfsburg, where he was all right for a while, actually.
Sevilla scored.
Forest, Rosenborg, and then finished at Copenhagen as well. Right? Played 81 times for Denmark. I told you. I didn't. There's no winning bet with that Almeria thing. It was just simply that they haven't won at home this season, which they're going to have to wait even more for it now.
So 1-0 up with about 8 minutes left, and now they're 2-1 down.
Yeah, crazy. Draw 32, by the way, in this game. Newcastle at 70.
Newcastle still pushing. Can they get another goal? Maybe.
Yeah, 3-2 in the game. Is available if you fancy it. 5.7.
There's a corner.
There we go. Free bet lands then. Free bet lands. What a nice man I am. Liam will put the go into the chat. The next free bet has landed. We have got a corner kick here for Newcastle.
Yeah, Cucurella. I reckon Cucurella could be the next one to get booked. I think he's made about 4 or 5 fouls. Cole Palmer's night is done, I think. He's coming off.
No point risking him at all, considering he's your best player.
Yeah, he's had another good night.
Slissy's
assist and a goal.
Sorry, Dave. Slissy's got Newcastle to win. Oh dear. Over 2.5 goals landed. Over 4.5 bookings. We're only at 3. I suppose with Newcastle to win, it's kind of dead anyway. Over 9.5 corners. My word, that is a bad evening. But we all have them. I had one last week where I was... Every Saturday I have a 3 p.m. ACCA across... the Football League. I keep the Premier League out of it and I just have Championship, League 1, League 2. I got all 6 wrong, and on one of them, my team lost 9-2. So
9-2?
Harrogate, yeah. Got absolutely destroyed by Mansfield. So, actually, that was a midweek ACCA. But either way, it was the most wrong I've ever been on any ACCA ever. It was just brutal. It was bizarre to watch. Just everything that looked like a good bet, every team that was in good form just collapsed. And I just sit there and go, well, I'm not even getting any the remotest amount of enjoyment from this. We'll draw 2 more from the free bet pot in just a second.
And the stop has come in from
this
Liam.
time with words rather than a heath.
Yeah, stop. So waiting for Liam's next hand sign.
Which had better be a polite one.
That a double? Yeah. Right, okay.
Is that a double? Oh, 2-2. 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 9-9?
Yeah.
Is there 100? Is there almost 100 entries? No, there's not. Chelsea with a chance here through the middle before we do that draw. Mudryk with a big burst of pace down this right-hand side. Jackson is in the centre. Ball in low, held by the keeper. Dave.
Right, let's random number generate again.
Let's random number generate.
Like we used to last night.
Yeah, we used to last night.
Here we go. And the first winner is Me Son.
Not seen that one before. Me Son, well done on your free bet victory. And the next, Dave will draw us. I think stoppage of play here. Chelsea player with an injury.
And the next winner is Koki.
Koki gets it. So Koki and Me Son. Well done to you there. Right, very quickly.
One more.
Card?
Yeah.
Card, let's just go back with the card. So card, again, got to be one more yellow card or red card, just a card in this game. We'll land the last free bet of the evening. We are back tomorrow, don't forget, for all of the Champions League. Wow, finally, says Koki, who I think backed Sevilla this evening. So good news for him, along with the... Oh, no, it'll be the free bet, won't it? It'll be the free bet. Oh, it might be both. I mean, it might be something else in his life. I don't know him well enough.
News, yeah.
Someone is calling me on the chat, which I don't think I can probably take at the present moment. We will chat perhaps another time. But imagine if I'd taken that call there.
Beef Harris.
Hello, you've reached Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io, fun, fast and fair. How may I help you?
Please leave your number and we will get back to you. Your call is important to us.
It was the name of a woman. So if I'd have answered that, imagine my girlfriend's reaction to taking a call from a different woman mid-show.
Yeah, awful, man.
Oh, dreadful. Awful morals. Chelsea again here on the edge of the centre circle. Why have you done that? There's like 2 players overlapping to your left-hand side.
Think they've been worth it?
I think in terms of quality of attacks, I would say Chelsea deserve a narrow win.
On the stats...
Could be a chance here for Newcastle, but dealt with.
The shot... This maybe sums it up quite well. The shot count is 11-10 in favour of Chelsea, so marginal.
Yeah.
But on target, 7 from Chelsea, 2 from Newcastle.
Yeah, well...
So it's always a feeling Chelsea have had the sort of clearer moments in this game, and 3 of them have resulted in goals. So again, I think they've got Cole Palmer to thank for an awful lot again.
Being the best player that they've signed.
Yeah.
Which is mad when you think they've signed the entirety of Britain and South America.
Yeah. But he keeps making a difference.
He does. He does. And if Chelsea are this bad next season, which I don't think is kind of beyond... They could be this bad again next season. If they go mad again and they sign more players, and obviously they have to move players on with the FFP, but if they go into the season, let's not say they do the same thing again because they can't, but if they go into this season again with a lack of focus on what they need, which is one of the main problems.
Oh, Newcastle might have got another one back.
Wow. Dave would land his bet here on the 2 of Newcastle to score in the game into the penalty area. Oh, absolutely leathered. Absolutely leathered by the substitute Jacob Murphy. Free on the edge of the penalty area, right boot. That is a good job that Petrovic didn't get his hands onto that because it would have knocked him into France. This is, I mean, it's a good move, by the way, as well. It's not just that, it's a brilliant use of his body from Murphy. But he's and that's so narrow at the near post as well. He's absolutely, I was going to say creamed that, but cream is never that. That's absolutely smashed it.
Well, this isn't done, is it?
No, 3-2, 6 minutes of added time. There's 4.5 minutes to go. Chelsea 1.05. The draw is 11. Newcastle 110. But the draw is now 13 as I'm speaking as well. So there is half a chance here of a late goal. 3-3 on the way, says Charaf. What a goal, says Kara. Andrew has put something into the chat here. Gone with Lazio, Hearts, Chelsea. A draw in the Almeria Sevilla game, which was looking good for a moment. And then also keeping an eye on the action in Portugal as well, because there's not really talked about it much, but there's a Primeira Liga game this evening. Gil Vicente against Chaves, and he's gone with Gil Vicente there, taking on the bottom of the table in Portugal. Chelsea now coming forward, edge of the area, shot hits! Well saved by the Newcastle keeper. 3-2, great open game. Chance of one more, Dave. This has been exactly what we thought we'd get tonight.
Yeah, we did. What was it, 40? I think we said 3-3 was.
Yeah.
So
chance down this right-hand side. Good, strong challenge. That's a really good tackle.
Yeah, I just feel Newcastle might have one more big chance. And nervy times for Chelsea. As saying before, they don't win games comfortably at Stamford Bridge. And yet again, they're putting their fans through it. Liam says, I feel the 3-3 coming.
I hope not, because at half-time I backed Chelsea with my own cash. Ball on the right-hand side, Newcastle. Little low ball, nodded, stooped header away on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Now there's a chance for the home side to break. Are they going to try and attack or just be smart? No, they're not going to be smart. They're going to keep going here and lose the ball. You know, I mean, some people are clever, some people aren't. Although, as I say that, some people are incredibly rich and some people are not. Cheraf says the professor called it earlier. 3-3 on the way.
Well, it was mentioned, wasn't it? Yeah, it was mentioned. Obviously, I won it for a number of reasons. That actual scoreline. I also went for Newcastle or the draw.
Yeah.
At least I feel I've got a shout at it. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, you did. I'm just hoping Chelsea can hold on. But over 4.5 lands. Things we've got wrong tonight. The bookings market. I honestly thought we'd get way more than we've got. But John Brooks has been tight. I mean, I kind of went against John Brooks' recent card form, but he carries on, and you've got to bear that in mind that at the moment, unless the game's crazy, John Brooks is not a referee that you look at high cards in his games.
No.
Because there's at least 3 or 4 in this game that could have been bookings.
Yeah.
So you've really got to bear that in mind. Corners, not been much in terms of corners here. Got a fair few things right as well, mind you. It's a strong challenge from Cucurella, but Newcastle have emerged with it.
And they win a corner, maybe?
Towards the edge of the penalty area.
Ball
Looped
in.
up into the sky, held by the Chelsea keeper, who will gobble it up like a hungry hippo.
3 minutes. 3 minutes of the added 6 to go. So nervy times for Chelsea. The draw is 13. If you think Newcastle can get this equaliser, the draw is 13.
Koki says, I feel the 3-3 coming. No, sorry, apologies. Koki saying to Liam's point of feeling the 3-3 coming, let's go. I can't do it. Let's go with small stakes. Sevilla, 2-2. Oh! Who was that? Was it Andrew's Aka here that needed the draw? It's the 2-2. So the draw part of that selection there, that multi, which sadly went down, but still the draw is there. You didn't win your bet, mate, because obviously the bet is down, but the draw, that was a great shout. And Almeria are going to take a point at home. Almeria are going to take a point at home. What a weird game.
There we go, yeah.
What an absolutely bizarre game that is.
So Pochettino just pacing the touchline, arms folded, thinking,
please,
come on, lads, don't mess this one up.
2 minutes to go.
Obviously, that draw price is quickly climbing exponentially. 18.5 because we're down to 2 more minutes to go of this added 6. Newcastle just maybe trying to get one more chance in the game if they can. They won a free kick? Yeah, they've won a free kick.
They have.
But they take it quickly.
Big swing of the ball out to the right-hand side. Touchline. Lovely first touch, he says, as the first touch is actually picked up by Chelsea. Little 1-2. Got to find a pass here or slow things down. Chelsea starting to finally make the smart decisions.
Just a couple of markets left now. So you can back the draw at 19. You can back the 6th goal. If you think Chelsea could nip in again while Newcastle pour everyone forward. Chelsea's 6th goal is 13. I was about to say 12.5. It went up as I formed the words in my mouth.
Mudryk with the first touch down this right-hand side. He's still trying to attack a bit here. Mudryk, there's a
over.
push. That might be a booking, you know.
No.
That might be a booking for a foul on Mudryk. It is! The last free bet lands!
Perfectly timed.
You've got to be quick, folks. You've got to be quick here because we're going to be doing this draw fairly fast coming towards the end of the game. We've had 4 cards in the match. They're flying in. The usernames, if you've not got involved before, you need a sportsbet.io account. You just put your username in. No other personal information, please. Just your username. We'll tally them up pretty sharpish and we will, for want of a better phrase, work out 2 winners.
It was White who got books.
Yeah.
Be good if Eric Black played for Newcastle.
Yeah, you could have both of them. Yeah,
Black and White.
Or Steve Magg and John Pye.
Yes.
Or Mike Brown and Steve Ale.
Or Dire Straits and Chris Rea.
Yeah. I would genuinely like to see the members of Dire Straits and Chris Rea roll out for Newcastle United.
Chris Straits,
I don't know much about Dire Straits, if I'm honest. Not for me.
You can form 2 parts of a word, though, can't you? Into an amusing. Liam is... Okay. I thought Liam was throwing a dart at me there.
Nope.
I think it was a 0.
It was a 0.
Right, let's random number generate for the final time tonight.
All 5 of the free bets have come in this evening.
Well, that one hasn't come up. The first winner is Brahi.
Brahi, well done, my friend, on winning the penultimate free bet of the evening. And the ultimate free bet of the evening goes to...
Kara.
So well done to Kara and Brahi, who've got wins there.
And it is full time. Chelsea have held on to win 3-2.
Yes. Over 3.5. Cole Palmer. Chelsea win. Chelsea first goal.
Various things. Another Newcastle goal, maybe.
Another Newcastle goal.
Yeah.
I think that's been a 70-ish percenter, maybe.
Decent night, yeah.
In the end, the cards was only 1 booking off.
Yeah.
You know, only if we were 4 cards, we were only... 2 bookings off. 2 bookings off for the pre-match, yeah. So we weren't as close as that. But yeah, big win for Chelsea that, Dave. Big win.
Yeah, important to them. It doesn't actually move them any further up the table. It does move them nearer to the top half, I guess. They'll take any win at the moment. Newcastle, another defeat on the road. I thought they were decent enough tonight, but... You know, if you concede 3, maybe, then you're struggling, aren't you?
Yeah.
So they've got a couple of goals. There's some plus points for Eddie Howe, but ultimately they have lost the game. So, yeah, still a bit of an iffy season this for Newcastle. Pochettino will take that. And what was your stat? Chelsea had won 4 their previous 5 home games.
5 or 6 now, just the Wolves.
So they're starting to
Certainly at home,
never
yeah.
quite easy, is it? But
No.
But they're getting the numbers on the board.
They are indeed. Dave, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Clubhouse TV with Sportsbet.io. Fun, fast and fair. Please do make sure you're gambling responsibly at all times. Clubhouse TV is back tomorrow from 7:45 UK time. We've got Arsenal Porto and we've got Barcelona Napoli, of course, both kicking off at 8 p.m. We are back tomorrow. Goodbye from Dave.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from me as we now leave. And I will just pad slightly while I look for the button here that has been slightly moved on our button pressing machine. What were we saying?
Good night.
Bye.
Covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League live as they happen. This is Clubhouse TV.